For that matter, we can provide relocation services to persons moving anywhere in the United States through our affiliation with Sundant Mobility, the premier relocation network in the country. Just call our relocation department at 355-7474 and let us work for you.
3 minutes till 7 and 33 degrees in the Quad Cities. Well, federal agents, for the first time in this country, took action against a flock of sheep. They were seized over concerns that they might be infected with a version of mad cow disease. 4 sheep from a Vermont farm have tested positive. Our cameras caught that convoy of sheep coming through the Quad Cities yesterday on I-80. More than 200 sheep that have been under quarantine made their way to a testing lab in Ames, Iowa. They'll be tested, then destroyed. Meanwhile, another herd of sheep from Vermont will head to Ames over the weekend. 69-year-old East Moline woman was killed in a traffic accident yesterday. It happened at the intersection of 53rd Street and 12th Avenue in Moline. Police say the driver of this car turned into the path of a pickup truck. The driver and the passenger were hospitalized, and the passenger later died. The driver of the pickup was not hurt. And somebody is messing with the mail in Muscatine County. In just the last week, thieves have stolen or vandalized mail from 42 mailboxes. In some cases, thieves stole checks and credit cards. Muscatine postmaster tells residents to deposit outgoing mail in those blue postal collection boxes. Police made no arrests, but tampering with the mail is a federal offense. Now, Teresa Bryant back with us with a look at the weather.
And we'll see cloudy sky conditions across the region today. A good chance for light rain developing this afternoon, and temperatures reaching high 45 degrees.
All right, Jim?
Market momentum is still negative, still on the downside despite a one-day rally in NASDAQ yesterday, so watch out, be a little bit careful. There's no major economic reports today, but we're flirting with that minus 20% bear market level for the Dow.
There's a bear out there somewhere.
Yes, there is.
Well, thank you for being with us. The Today Show is coming up for 3 hours, and then at 10 o'clock, Mike Mickle and Teresa. Be sure to wish him happy birthday.
I will.
Coming up to update you, and then at noon, Marshall Lenz and Teresa and I will be here to update you. And until we see you Monday morning, have a great day in the Quad Cities today.
Bye-bye.
Good day, folks.
Good morning. It may have looked like the sky was falling, but don't worry, it was actually the Russian space station Mir. It dropped as planned into the South Pacific in a dramatic shower of fiery debris early today, Friday, March the 23rd, 2001.
From NBC News, this is Today with Katie Couric and Matt Lauer, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And welcome to Today on this Friday morning, everyone. I'm Katie Couric.
And I'm Matt Lauer, and as our good friend Len Berman would say, and nobody got hurt.
That's right. It was
pretty impressive.
It was 2001: A Space Odyssey, right? And all appeared to go according to plan. The 15-year-old space station splashed down in pieces in the Pacific Ocean after traveling more than 2.2 billion miles, orbiting the Earth 86,331 times, and serving as a home away from home for 104 astronauts during its lifetime. Pretty impressive vital statistics. We're going to get the details on the Mir's descent in just a few minutes, Matt.
But first, to a scene that's become all too familiar in this country, another school shooting, this one at Granite Hills High in El Cajon, California. Incredibly, just 6 miles from Santana High, where that tragic shooting took place a little earlier this month. Thursday, 3 students and 2 teachers were injured. An 18-year-old suspect was shot and wounded by police. NBC's Shelley Smith is outside San Diego with the very latest on the shooting. Shelley, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matt. Well, no school this morning here at Granite Hills High, but there will be plenty of counseling for this community struck by violence again. Ironically, school officials had been meeting with police recently to develop a strategy in case a shooting like this occurred. And this morning, officials say prior planning coupled with one courageous police officer helped save lives. A night of prayers here in El Cajon after yet another school shooting.
I think a lot of people are in shock that something like this would happen so soon.
Just after lunchtime, chaos erupted outside Granite Hills High School, where police say an 18-year-old student with a 12-gauge shotgun and pistol opened fire.
All of a sudden we heard like a couple rounds of shooting, bam, bam, bam.
We all jumped under the desk, and we had two teachers jump from the halls into my classroom, and they were hit by the buckshots from the shotgun.
3 students were also wounded. Their injuries not life-threatening, but it left this community stunned.
I just thought, my God, what's going on here? I mean, like everybody else thought. I mean, it's crazy. We're all sickened by it.
The shooting at Granite Hills comes less than 3 weeks after the deadly rampage at Santana High, just a few miles from here.
And this time it's my school. It's unbelievable. I can't even imagine.
Anxious moments for parents fearing the worst, and anger that the violence hasn't stopped.
I just don't understand where the world's going right now.
This morning, high praise for Officer Richard Agundez, who got into a running gun battle with a suspect and finally stopped him.
Agent Agundez is the hero of the day, and he's certainly our hero.
Police say 18-year-old Jason Hoffman, who is recovering from gunshot wounds to the jaw and buttocks, could be charged with attempted murder. Agent Agundez was assigned to Granite Hills High following the shooting spree at Santana on March 5th. He is a 20-year veteran. Now, police will be back inside the school this morning to look for other evidence. The school reopened on Monday. Matt?
All right, Shelley, thank you very much. NBC's Shelley Smith in El Cajon this morning. Now, here's Katie.
Matt, thank you. Earlier this month, El Cajon Police Chief James Davis watched as law enforcement officials in neighboring Santee dealt with the shooting at Santana High. Little did he know he would have to use what he learned from that tragedy so soon afterwards. Chief Davis, good morning.
Good morning.
Do you have any, I know the investigation is ongoing, but do you have any idea why this young man did this?
No, his motive is still something that's under investigation.
Can you tell us anything more about him?
Well, we know he was an 18-year-old student at Granite Hills High School, and that's really all we have at this point. It's, as I said, still under investigation.
We've got conflicting information about him. Some people say that he was a bit of an outcast, and other people say he was sort of a typical well-liked kid. Have you been able to glean anything about him?
Well, I think that seems to be fairly consistent in these kinds of situations where there's going to be a lot of rumors and a lot of information on both sides. What we want to do is try and not add to those rumors at this point, but make sure we have all the facts before we let that information out.
Chief Davis, I know he's still in the hospital. Do you know what his condition is?
No, I don't. We'll be checking on that later this morning.
And when will he be charged, and what will he be charged with?
Well, the charging is something that's done by the district attorney's office. Once our investigators, along with the investigators who are assisting us from the sheriff's office, wrap up their investigation, as you can imagine, we're interviewing quite a number of witnesses. There's a lot of work to be done. As soon as that information is complete, it'll be submitted to the district attorney's office, and then the charges will be determined at that time.
Will the DA's office also determine if he'll be charged as an adult because he is 18 years old?
Well, at age 18, he would be charged as an adult.
Has he been able to talk with the investigators at all? Is he cooperating, or has that been impossible at this point?
We have had investigators that have interviewed him, and he has provided some information to us. However, at this time, that's also part of the ongoing investigation, and I'm not really at liberty to talk about that.
Chief Davis, as I mentioned, of course, the incident happened just last week at Santana High School. How did the way they handled that situation affect your actions yesterday?
Well, one of the things that's unique about this county is, excuse me, the level of cooperation that we have with all of the agencies that work here. You should know that this at Santana and at Granite Hills was really a joint effort of every agency, state, federal, and local in this area.
And also, I know that everyone is saying this Richard Agundez really is a hero. I know he was a former member of the SWAT team. Tell me a little bit about him and your impressions of how he reacted to the situation.
Well, Agent Agundez just did a wonderful job. We are very proud of him, as we are also proud of the sheriff's deputy who assisted him, Deputy Angela Pearl, who was on the campus on an unrelated investigation and helped Agent Agundez. Both officers heard the sound of gunshots and went to the sound of the gunshots and engaged the suspect.
All right. Well, Chief James Davis, again, thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully you'll tell us in the future how the investigation is progressing. Thanks again.
Good morning.
Jennifer Speedle is a senior at Granite Hills High School and was an eyewitness to the shooting. Jennifer, good morning.
Good morning.
Can you tell us where you were when the shooting began?
I was in my 5th period government class with Mr. Davis, right next to the door. The door was open. It was right there.
And what did you hear?
Well, we were working on our PowerPoint presentations, and all of a sudden, my friend Joe had been walking from the administration office and walked into our classroom, and before he could really say anything, he just, he's like, there's a, and then all of a sudden we just heard 3 shots, and we all thought it was just backfired from the street. But then once we looked outside and saw the bullet holes in the office, we knew what was going on. It didn't seem real.
And I understand you looked directly at the suspect, is that right?
He looked me directly in the eyes twice.
And what was he doing when you were looking at him?
The first time, he was just looking around, just to see where everybody was. I think he was nervous about getting apprehended. And the second time, he was reloading. And he actually cocked the gun and looked at me, and I just took everybody and shoved them in the back room.
Do you know this young man, this Jason Hoffman?
He was in one of my classes freshman year for about a week. And then once our schedules got all finalized, he was eventually transferred out. I never would really talk to him very much. Just normal first week of classes chit-chat, you know?
How would you describe him, Jennifer? Did he seem like an outcast? Did he seem like a normal guy? I mean, obviously you saw him around school, right?
Yeah, I'm around school a lot. I'm really involved in school, at least I try to be, and he, I saw him. He's a pretty recognizable face, and he just, you know, I never really talked to him. He seemed to talk to a lot of people. A lot of my friends had talked to him about this whole thing with the office that he had gotten in trouble for this past week. And I never really knew him personally.
The school, I understand, went into a lockdown situation afterwards.
Yeah.
Can you describe what that was like and what the scene was like then?
It was scary. I just walking to class. Actually, I was talking. I'm pretty good friends with the Gundas, Agent Agundas. We had been talking because I just got a tape for prom the night before, and we went into our lockdown, and I was the first one on the phone because I still had it in my hand with 911. I was sitting next to the window, making sure everybody was away from the doors and the windows and down, and make sure that he didn't come over, because I was on the line with 911, so I felt safe too.
I know that you have some friends who go to Santana High School where 2 students were killed. And when it happened at your school, did you ever imagine this was possible?
No. When it hit Santana, we were all shocked just because, you know, Santana's 10 minutes away, and it was too close for comfort, and now it's right outside our door, literally, and it was just, it didn't seem real. Our teacher was just in shock. We didn't really know what to do. We just scurried.
Well, Jennifer Speedle, we're glad that more students or teachers were not hurt. Thanks so much for talking with us. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
It's 7:11 with more. Here's Matt.
Katie, thank you. Just 10 days ago, Attorney General John Ashcroft spoke to officials from Santee, California about the tragedy at their high school. As we said, Granite Hills High is only about 6 miles from Santee. Attorney General Ashcroft, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Well, good morning to you, Matt. Thank you.
Another tragic situation only miles away from Santee, this time in El Cajon. What could you possibly say to officials in El Cajon that you haven't already said to officials in other parts of the country?
Well, first of all, I think we've got to say this is a continuing tragedy, and it's one that we care about deeply. It happens to be the same school district. It's a school district that's been working hard to try and avoid situations like this, and we're grateful that the armed security at the school was able to prevent the kind of additional harm, like deaths. Now, two injuries, 2 people shot is a very serious tragedy, but there have been federal programs, there have been local programs, and an armed security guard there. Of course, the president's budget for this next year has hundreds of millions of dollars to continue these kinds of programs, but it's pretty clear that all the programs can't stop a student who doesn't even get into the school, but before entering the school with a shotgun wounds students and puts them in danger of their lives.
But obviously, much more has to be done, because if a youth is troubled, as these shooters or alleged shooters have obviously been in the last several years, they're going to find a way to get a hold of a gun, whether that's their parents' weapon or someone else's weapon.
Well, obviously we have to enforce the law, and we have to exhibit responsibility in other ways so that the culture inhibits or restrains this impulse. Even the news industry has a responsibility to make sure that the way they cover these things doesn't elicit copycat episodes. We can't help but wonder when you have one of these, you seem to have a spate of them, and I think we have to have courage, but all of us have to try and examine how we can become a culture of responsibility, to coordinate our resources, to do what we can. All the guns that have been involved, at least in most of these situations, there have been guns that have been illegal. It's been against the law to have them, and enforcing the law will help. We had ATF, FBI resources on the scene. Greg Vega, the U.S. Attorney in Southern California there, and his firearms coordinator were involved immediately out of the San Diego office. That's Shane Harrigan out there. And working together to create a culture of responsibility and an era of responsibility is going to be a part of the solution to this problem.
You're opposed, though, I understand, to the mandatory attachment of a sale of a trigger lock with a handgun in this country. If you would be in favor of enforcing existing laws designed to keep guns out of children's hands, why not support something that's tangible, a piece of steel or plastic that's designed to do the exact same thing?
The president's budget, as a matter of fact, has a program that relates to trigger locks.
Mandatory?
So that they will be available and subsidized in the sale of every handgun in the United States. It's an effort to make sure we put safety in a place where it can help. But I don't think we can kid ourselves that when you're talking about 18 and 19 and 17-year-olds that they're incapable of disabling a safety device. This isn't a 2 or 3-year-old that accidentally discharges a weapon. When an individual approaches a school, unfortunately, with several firearms, this is an individual who has the capacity to drive a car, to unlock the car, to use the keys there. So I think we've got a substantial problem as it relates to how we deal with this. It's going to take all of us working together. I doubt if any single item is going to be the solution here. We're going to have to work on this as a culture and a society to engender a sense of responsibility.
Attorney General John Ashcroft. Mr. Ashcroft, thanks for your time.
I'm delighted.
Once again, here's Katie.
Thanks, Matt. After 15 years in space, Mir is no more. It was a fiery farewell for the Russian space station early this morning over the South Pacific. NBC's Dana Lewis is at Russian Mission Control outside Moscow. Dana, good morning.
Good morning, Katie. Mir known for near disasters. A lot of people were concerned about its last mission, but it splashed down safely. The Russians calling this one a bullseye. Early this morning, Mir, a burning bright star, slammed into the Pacific right where the Russians said it would. Eyewitnesses heard a sonic boom, saw Mir's charred debris as a series of fiery comets. In Moscow, head of the Russian space agency, Yuri Koptev, said, "This shows the world we can not only build space stations, we can control them." But ground crew at Mission Control breathed a collective sigh of relief. On approach, Mir was almost out of fuel, every bit of it used up in 3 precise rocket burns, nudging the 130-ton station back to Earth. Speed 17,500 miles an hour. A lot could have gone wrong. The final burn, the longest, pushed Mir through the atmosphere, the station breaking apart, vaporizing in temperatures of 3,000 degrees. Mir's onboard camera transmitting the last-minute view. Then it was over as the signal went dead. To the world, Mir is best remembered for disasters, an onboard fire, a near-fatal collision. Russians view it as the pinnacle of their 40-year-old space program.
For us as astronauts, we prefer to fly in space more often, but now we have International Space Station.
What could have been a catastrophe had Mir struck land, just a harmless light show in the Pacific, just the way the Russians planned it. American experts from NASA were here watching all of this very closely. That's because one day, about 15 years from now, they'll have to deorbit the International Space Station, and that will be almost 4 times as big as Mir. Katie?
All right, Dana Lewis. Dana, thank you very much. Now, with more on Mir, here's Matt.
Thank you, Katie. Dr. Jerry Lininger is one of 7 U.S. astronauts who lived on Mir. He spent close to 5 months aboard the Russian space station. Dr. Lininger, good morning.
Morning, Matt.
Wow, quite a show. The Russians got it right, didn't they?
They did it right. It's a great, glorious ending to a great spacecraft, real legacy. That spacecraft did a lot of good things, and it's a great way to come down with a little bit of glory, pinpoint landing.
This was a real delicate process. If those controlled 3 burns had not taken place at precisely the right moment, the results could have been very different.
Absolutely. I was talking to some people in Australia, and they were a bit concerned. Anybody along that flight path, you know, great speed, 17,500 miles an hour. Engine fails just at the wrong time, and you can be thousands of miles off the target. So it's a great accomplishment.
Do we have any idea of knowing exactly how many major pieces survived re-entry?
You know, I think it's burial at sea, and they did have some film coverage I saw of the streaks going through the sky, but I think it's going to be very hard to get a quantitative determination of that. But the estimates were about 25 tons, and it looked like quite a bit of stuff coming down from the streaks I saw.
I know NASA officials were in Russia taking a look at this, and what exactly can be learned, and is it true that we're going to have to put this same practice into effect some 15 years from now?
I think down the line, the International Space Station will get past its useful life. You can't be sentimental about technology, and as things become outdated, you need to replace them and push the envelope a bit further. And so I think we learned something from it, yes, and every day we operate in space, we learn something new, very worthwhile.
At the same time, you say we can't be sentimental about technology. You did spend 5 months aboard Mir. Was there any nostalgia as you watched those streaks in the sky?
Nostalgia because I lived there, and I had that view of the world that few human beings have, the stars, the earth. And so, yeah, I feel some sadness in Mir going away. But I'm also charged up because we've got the International Space Station up there, and it's the next generation, and that's the business we're in, pushing the envelope, you know, going to the future here.
Mir was the pride of the Russian space program. Where do they go from here?
You know, they're joint partners, International Space Station, and it's always hard adjusting to your new role, and now it's a partner instead of being in charge of the operation all the time. I think they'll adjust very well. It's going to take some growing pains, and it has taken growing pains. That's one thing we learned from our Mir experience, U.S., Russians working together. And that goes way beyond our space programs. You know, working with people from around the world, different cultures, different backgrounds, that's valuable lessons you learn.
Dr. Jerry Lininger. Doctor, thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Good being with you, Matt. Thanks.
And good seeing you. 20 past the hour. Let's get a check of the weather now from Mr. Roker.
That's right, and it worked out well, and our forecast has been working out well as we take a look for today. Some more snow, 4 to 8 inches in northern Maine, wet weather in the northern Rockies, icy conditions in the central plains, and look for scattered showers and thunderstorms in central Texas. Beautiful in the southeastern Atlantic coast on into Florida with sunshine and temperatures in the 60s and 70s. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
We'll see skies becoming cloudy across the region today, along with a good chance for some rain showers developing this afternoon. Highs should reach 45 degrees with northwest winds moving at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, we can expect cloudy skies, along with a slight chance for some light evening snow showers. Overnight lows will drop to around 24 degrees. Here's a look at our 6-day planner with temperatures reaching into the 30s for Saturday, near 40 degrees by Sunday. We'll see sunshine through the weekend into the beginning of next week.
Thank you, Al. It's 7:21. We'll be back in a moment. This is Today on NBC.
Now, with Lindquist Ford's March Madness event, prices that aren't just crazy, not just insane, they're sheer madness. Lindquist Ford has maddening prices like this new 2001 Taurus from $17,829, or shine in the 2001 Focus starting at $13,985. Enjoy the roomy 2001 Windstar, discounts up to $4,500. Lindquist Ford, affordable prices, incredible selection, plus shoot the hoops for additional savings during March Madness. It's beyond craziness, and now with Saturday service, it's sheer madness. Stop by the March Madness event this week at Lindquist Ford.
This is the story of a boy who just didn't get math. I mean, he wasn't stupid or anything. There was like a wall there. He was really trying. Nobody believed him.
At Sylvan Learning Center, we guarantee your child's math skills will improve 1 full grade level in just 5 months.
This is the story of a boy who totally gets math now. It's kind of cool.
Call Sylvan at 359-1001. Success is learned.
Every day is a great day to come by McDonald's because it's steak all day. For breakfast, grab the irresistible steak, egg, and cheese bagel. Since it's steak all day, swing by for lunch or dinner and try our new McPhilly cheesesteak, a mouth-watering steak patty topped with grilled onions, fresh green peppers, and melting pepper jack cheese. Add mushrooms for a bit more. Head to McDonald's now because every day is steak all day. We love to see you smile. Order an icy cold Coke and fries for a delicious extra value meal.
The final weeks are here.
Before selected Shopko locations are closed forever.
And we've slashed prices again.
Everything now at least 40 and up to 70% off.
Toys, patio furniture, bed and bath.
Clothing and active shoes for the whole family, 40% off.
Men's and boys' activewear, watches and games, 50% off.
All fine jewelry, gold, silver, and gemstones, 70% off.
But hurry, these are the final weeks.
And your final chance to take at least 40 and up to 70% off everything. Before selected Shopko locations are closed forever.
Mr. T, Lonnie Anderson, Mary Lou Retton, George Hamilton. They're in a new wacky commercial. We'll have a blast from the past coming up.
Right after your local news.
Fortunately for Millie, Dr. Espinoza was in the office early, while someone else was drafting the marketing plan to sell his home. At 11, he was making his rounds, instead of visiting his title company. At 1 p.m., he was giving Pam good news, instead of checking for disclosure documents. And by the time Dr. Espinoza wrote the day's last prescription, someone else was at his home meeting a prospective buyer. You've got a life. We let you live it. We're realtors. Real estate is our life.
Critics are calling Heartbreakers an outrageous laugh-a-minute comedy. 2 thumbs up. It's the funniest comedy of the year. Heartbreakers.
Oh, darling.
Rated PG-13. Now playing.
Celebrate, celebrate.
Ask your doctor if Celebrex is right for you.
Celebrate, celebrate.
Come on.
Its roomy interior makes it incredibly comfortable. Its 200 horsepower makes it hard to sit still. The all-new Chrysler Sebring LXI sedan.
Let's move on 3.
Sebring sedan has earned the highest government front crash test rating and now gets 0.9% financing.
So, Flo, Tums Ultra or Pepsid Complete?
Dose for dose, Tums Ultra neutralizes twice as much acid as Pepsid's acid. Yet the Pepsid costs much more.
Tums, Harry. You can feel better now and save enough to leave a nice big tip.
Tums.
Need help deciding? Go to thenewsteel.com.
Today, a makeup that actually transforms your skin. Neutrogena Healthy Skin Makeup. Beautiful coverage, plus a dermatologist-developed formula that improves skin clarity, texture, tone, evenness, and the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Beautiful and beneficial. Neutrogena.
Can you live for today and still prepare for tomorrow? If you had the chance to make your dream come true, could you? When you look out your window, what do you wish you'd see? Seeing the possibilities is the first stage. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Hi, I'm Pete Pullman.
It's our annual extravaganza at Lou Jack Chevrolet.
Save an extra $2,500 on a new 2001 Cavalier. Then drive that new Cavalier home for only $199 down and $199 a month. A new Cavalier for $199 a month with $199 down with a $2,500 rebate is good news for you. Only at Lou Jack Chevrolet, conveniently located just minutes from the I-74 bridge.
Live from KWQC-TV 6, this is a Quad Cities Today update.
Good morning, I'm Charles King. It's 7:27, time to take a look at local and regional news. Workers are plucking muck out of the Mississippi River to make room for recreation boats. A nearly $2 million project comes courtesy of a court order forcing the city of Clinton to do some dredging. The court order came after a group of residents sued the city. The project will remove years of silt out of the river in an area near Riverview Park in Clinton. Supporters hope the dredging will increase boat access and boost tourism. The project's scheduled for completion in late June or early July. And Bush administration officials say that the president will nominate an Iowa farmer to serve as Undersecretary of Agriculture for Rural Development. Bush's pick is said to be 54-year-old Thomas Dorr, the president and chief executive officer of Dorr's Pine Grove Farm Company, a corn and soybean farm in Marcus, Iowa. Senator Charles Grassley says he is pleased to see an Iowan nominated for the position. Weather forecast time now, and Teresa Bryant will have that coming up in just a moment.
I've discovered a natural way to lose weight and feel great. Drug-free Dexatrim Natural. Its unique formula works in 3 ways. It curbs your appetite, increases your metabolism to burn more fat, and gives you added energy. Dexatrim Natural, now a new ephedrine-free formula.
Use an ordinary pain rub on your arthritis, and everyone knows it. Use odor-free Aspirin instead and get clinically proven fast-acting pain relief nobody knows about but you. Aspirin-free Aspirin. Fast relief no one knows about but you.
Are you ready for spring? We are the KWQC Sky 6 Storm Team on TV 6. Weather coverage you can count on.
We'll see skies becoming cloudy today. A chance for light rain developing this afternoon with highs near 45 degrees. Northwest winds will continue at 5 to 10. Tonight, looking for cloudy skies and a chance for a little bit of light evening snow, mainly snow showers moving through and lows dropping down to 24 degrees. Here's what's happening on our regional satellite picture. We see the clouds still moving in across the area this morning, and pretty soon we'll see the clouds overspreading much of our viewing area throughout the day. Still a little bit of sunshine out there right now with some patchy areas of fog. Rain definitely heading our way by this afternoon. Right now, we've got some cloud cover, partly sunny skies and fog, a reading of 33 degrees, humidity at 92%, the barometer's rising and winds are calm.
And you're at KWQC-TV 6 News with Teresa Bryant. I'm Charles King.
We're back now at 7:30 on a Friday morning. It's the 23rd day of March in the year 2001. It's a nice one for a change, Mr. Roper. Sun is going to come up, and we're going to have pretty good temperatures.
Sun's
today.
already up. It's beautiful out, and we got a huge crowd outside. It's spilling out onto 49th Street.
Oh, that's nice. A couple of coneheads there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to go outside and say hi to those people on a couple of occasions this morning. Meanwhile, inside the studio, I'm Matt Lauer, along with Katie Kirk and Al Roker. And coming up in this half hour, it's kind of an unusual story. The game of golf may never be the same thanks to something called solid core golf balls. Players who've never won before are suddenly showing up in the winner's circle after using these new balls. We're going to take a look to see how they may affect this weekend's Players' Championship in Ponte Vedra, Florida.
Now, do you use these?
I actually have been using them, and they're pretty good.
Have they improved your game?
Not a bit, no.
Oh, okay. Okay, anyway.
That's my game. I'm not a professional.
All right. There's also a new TV commercial campaign that's causing quite a stir. It features 2 sets of fictitious families, each comprised of a wacky collection of celebrities. We're going to be talking with one of those families, Mr. T, Lonnie Anderson, Mary Lou Retton, and George Hamilton. Now, there's a diverse group about how they all got together in just a few minutes. And the ads really are pretty funny, aren't they?
Been upstairs in the makeup room. It has been a riot up there.
Yeah, it's a very funny campaign. Anyway, before we get to that, NBC's John Siegenthaler has this morning news. He's in for Ann this week. John, good to see you.
Morning, Matt. Good morning, Katie and Al. Good morning, everyone. The Russian space station mirrors history this morning. Remnants of the 15-year-old space station plunged into the Pacific Ocean this morning, bringing to an end what was once the pride of the Russian space program. The giant 136-ton structure had been in space since 1986 and at one time or another housed 104 astronauts or cosmonauts. 18-year-old Jason Hoffman will be arraigned in California next week for allegedly opening fire in an El Cajon high school Thursday and wounding 5 people. Hoffman was wounded by a policeman assigned to the school. It's not clear why Hoffman opened fire. Today, Russia retaliated for the U.S. decision to kick out 50 Russian diplomats. Moscow says it's expelling 4 U.S. embassy officials and will make another 46 leave by July. 4 teams advanced last night to the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Stanford beat Cincinnati 78-65 in the West. Stanford will now take on Maryland, which beat local rival Georgetown last night 76-66. Jason Williams had 34 points for Duke as the Blue Devils beat UCLA 76-63. Next up for Duke, USC, which beat Kentucky last night 80-76. Olympic gold medalist Bill Johnson remains in a coma this morning following a terrifying accident Thursday during a training run at the U.S. Alpine Championships in Montana. NBC's Dan Lothian has more.
The video is dramatic. Olympic downhill skiing champion Bill Johnson losing control. A high-speed, high-impact crash.
The injury is, as reported earlier, severe head trauma. According to Dr. Lara, he had a subdural hematoma and a diffused swelling of the brain.
Johnson was the 1984 Olympic downhill gold medalist, the first American man to win in that event.
I was confident. All I had to do was get up there, and be healthy, and I knew I was going to win.
Johnson, now 40 years old, was attempting a comeback after taking a break from competition for a dozen years. He was shooting for the Elite World Cup Tour, the U.S. ski team, and the 2002 Winter Games. Everything seemed on course Thursday during the training run in Whitefish, Montana, until just past the halfway point. He was treated at the scene, then rushed to a hospital 20 miles away, where a neurosurgeon operated on him for more than 5 hours. A hospital spokesperson says, quote, "Doctors have done everything they can. It's in God's hands now." Dan Lothian, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Animation legend William Hanna has died. Hanna died Thursday at his California home. Together with his longtime partner, Joseph Barbera, Hanna created the Flintstones, the Jetsons, Tom and Jerry, and Yogi Bear. It's now 34 past the hour. Time for the weather and Al.
Today's weather is brought to you by Vicks, your forecast for relief.
And a huge crowd, and our hearts and prayers go out to the William Hanna family. I spent a lot of time in front of the TV watching those cartoons. And Harvard's Hasty Pudding.
That's right.
What are you guys doing here?
Hey, we're here for two nights only in New York. We're performing tonight and tomorrow night over at the Fashion Institute of Technology.
Well, that's great. How much does an education at Harvard go for a year now?
You can get one free if you come see our show tonight.
Oh, really? That's great. What a deal. Let's take a look, show you what's going on. For the weekend, we've got a lot of weather along the coast, California coast, up into the Pacific Northwest, where they need the rain, and thunderstorms down through the Gulf Coast. Sunday, we're expecting to see snow showers in the Great Lakes, rain again in the Northwest, and down in the Gulf Coast and into the southeastern Atlantic coast. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
We'll see skies becoming cloudy across the region today, along with a good chance for some rain showers developing this afternoon. Highs should reach 45 degrees, with northwest winds moving at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, we can expect cloudy skies, along with a slight chance for some light evening snow showers. Overnight lows will drop to around 24 degrees. Here's a look at our 6-day planner with temperatures reaching into the 30s for Saturday, near 40 degrees by Sunday. We'll see sunshine through the weekend into the beginning of next week.
Where are you from?
We're from Murray, Kentucky.
And what is this that you have here?
This is Al. This is a genuine West Kentucky tobacco walking stick, and the folks at home can find these on eBay.com.
All right.
Keyword, Kentucky tobacco stick.
All right. Let's go now back inside the mat.
All right, Al, thank you very much. A new type of ball is shaking up the world of pro golf. It's called the Titleist Pro V1, and 9 of 12 PGA tournaments this year have been won by players who use it, including some who've never won a tournament before. So 2 questions. Can it help your game, and will it have an impact at this weekend's Players' Championship, which you can see right here on NBC? Tim Rosafort is a senior writer at Golf Word magazine. Tim, good morning. Nice to see you.
Morning, Matt.
Is this a real story, or are we making a big deal out of nothing?
No, it's definitely a story, and it's as much the Pro V1 as these new multi-component golf balls. Strata really started in '98. Mark O'Meara wins 2 majors with it. Hal Sutton has success with it. Callaway invests $200 million in coming out with their own golf balls, and then along comes Nike with their Tour Accuracy ball, and last summer that was the story with Tiger winning, having the greatest summer in golf history, 3 majors. He, right out of the blocks at the Memorial Tournament last year, talked about how this ball changed his game, how it curved less, and how much he had better feel around the greens. And now Titleist with this big counter punch, I don't want to say it's a haymaker, but until last week, it had dominated the tour. It had changed the game more than any piece of equipment that I've seen come along in the last 20 years.
Let's take a look at the money winners list from this year, all right? Here are the top 5. We'll put the graphic up. Joe Durant, Davis Love III, Phil Mickelson, Mark Calcavecchia, Brad Faxon. Every one of those players, Tim, uses this new ball.
Well, Joe Durant, I mean, I was looking at his stats this morning, Matt, coming out here. He's 116th in driving distance last year. He's 25th right now. He's up 11 yards per drive on average. Doesn't seem like much, but to these guys, that's a guy like Durant, a middle distance hitter. Now he's reaching these 450, 460-yard par 4s with a mid iron, and he's reaching par 5s, and that's a huge difference. Instead of spreading the field and hurting the game, what it's done is it's democratized the game. So you have a guy like Joe Durant who can go out there now and feel like he's on level footing with Tiger Woods.
And average golfers like me, I use the ball, and I have to tell you, I like it too, so it's going to be big for Father's Day, I can tell this year. Let's do a real quick thing on the Players' Championship, Tim. It's not really technically one of the majors. How do the pros view it?
Well, I tell you, I get a kick out of this debate over whether it's the 5th major or not. I've covered golf for 2 decades now, and this tournament in many ways is better than the majors. It's got a better field than the Masters. The golf course has got thrills and adventure. And talking in terms of tradition, you can't buy tradition. You can't put a big purse on an event and have it be important. But if you look at the winners over the last 10 years, this tournament has grown so much. It's really come into its own now, and it's certainly clearly number 5, but I couldn't even tell you what number 6 was. The gap is so great between this tournament and any other.
I'll give you 5 seconds. Who's going to win?
You know, for some reason, I like Colin Montgomery coming in here. He hits a lot of fairways and greens, and he didn't hurt himself yesterday, so I'm going to go on a limb and take Colin.
Tim Rosafort. Tim, thanks very much. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Matt.
And live coverage of the Players' Championship can be seen this weekend on NBC, beginning Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, and then on Sunday at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern. It's now 7:39. Coming up next on Today, what do Mary Lou Retton, Dr. T, that would be Mr. T, excuse me, he just got a new degree, Lonnie Anderson and George Hamilton all have in common? They'll be here to tell us. And a little later on, we'll preview the Oscars. But first, these messages.
Hey, Bob. Morning.
When you have a cold, even small tasks are a big pain. So get back your focus. Get Dayquil, the daytime non-drowsy, congested, stuffy head, sore throat, coughing, aching, fever, so you can get back your day medicine from the makers of NyQuil. Good move.
I know a lot of things now that I didn't know before.
A real man can fix toilets.
I don't know everything.
Nice to know things are done right because you did it.
This is everything I ever wanted.
He knows everything there is to know about everything.
Did you listen to the guy?
We go to Home Depot for advice anyway.
I live for Saturdays.
I asked the people at Home Depot, and they told me how to do it.
They improved me.
I improved my house.
This is why I come to Home Depot.
First.
The Home Depot. First in home improvement.
There will always be skeptics. You know them
reasons why it can't be done. Just remember all the times that they have been wrong.
Now at Zales, get this 1-carat 3-stone diamond anniversary band for just $19.99. For love that lasts from the past to the present and into the future. At Zales stores nationwide or shop online at zales.com.
Why is it that at Howard Johnson you can always count on a data port for fast internet access? Great Super Miles rewards like free airline tickets, a coffee maker to keep you working away, and a pool to keep everyone smiling. Why? Because at Howard Johnson, it comes right out of the book. The Howard Johnson Book of Quality Standards, which is our way of assuring you a better quality of life on the road. Call 1-800-I-GO-HOJO or visit hojo.com.
Grass, check. Perspiration. Check.
The new Maytag Neptune with Stain Brain makes removing stains all but foolproof.
Thanks.
Well, at least the new kid's keeping busy. The new Maytag Neptune, perfecting the art of stain removal.
There's a new TV commercial that's creating quite a stir. It certainly caught our attention when it started airing on this show. It's part of an offbeat ad campaign for Lipton's Sizzle and Stir dinners. Let's take a look.
George, set the table.
In a minute.
That violence is going to go to his head.
Baby, these spices are going to my head. And you know what that does to me.
Ew. Hello, George. It's a girl.
Ooh, at least I get calls. I can't talk to you during dinner time. I'll have to call you back. It's not my girlfriend.
Is too. Ow.
Hey, knock it off.
And joining us is the T family, Mr. T, Lonnie Anderson, Mary Lou Retton, and George Hamilton, along with Lipton's marketing director, Alicia Rockmore. Good morning to all of you. Nice to see you. This ad is so much fun to watch. It really is. No matter how many times you see it, it still makes you laugh. And Alicia, it must be difficult to sort of rise above the cacophony of commercials we're assaulted with every day. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, it's exactly what you said, which is we had this great product, Lipton Sizzle and Stir. We needed to do something.
I'm going to count how many times you say that.
Okay. No, we needed to get people's attention. And in order to do that, you really need to entertain. And the idea came to assemble what we call a cast of characters, these American icons that people love to see and watch, and put them together in groups of families.
Did you have a wish list, Alicia? I mean, or did you pretty much get your A-team?
Very good.
I actually stole that from Mary Lou, from my research. Sorry, Mary Lou.
We definitely got the A-team. We got exactly who we wanted, which was terrific for us. And as a matter of fact, I think we were surprised by what a positive response we got from the celebrities to participate.
I mean, I'm so glad to see all these folks together, but how did you come up with this assortment of people? I mean, were you sort of reacting to the nostalgia that people have for the 70s and 80s, for example?
I think that's part of it.
Or in George's case, the 50s?
I just came in from the coast where it was really sizzling. And I'm all stirred up.
That's my son.
No, but was that part of it?
I think that's part of it. But the other is we had a personality for the brand that was, fun and energetic, and probably most importantly for these spots, doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
We sort of took those personality characteristics, lined them up against our wish list of stars, and then sat around a table and matched them up as families,
well,
which was a lot of fun.
You guys all have a great sense of humor. And Lonnie and Mr. T, I'm wondering about this relationship. I understand you
We're the same colors.
You had a lot of fun hamming it up, I understand. Playing sort of a demented or warped June and Ward Cleaver, right?
Maybe kind of warped, but still, sweet.
No.
A sweet little.
Come on in, Shell.
But we had the same earrings.
Yes, definitely, we did.
But seriously, y'all, when you were first approached about this, Lonnie, did you think this is insane, or did you think, great, this is insane?
This is so great, it appeals to my sense of silly.
Yeah.
And I think, for me, it was kind of like start the new century with total silliness, and this was perfect.
Mr. T, did you have Mr. T? Mr. T, Did you have any reservations at all?
No.
Apparently, you're not a man who has a lot of reservations or anything.
When they called, I just said, how much money is it? You know, so I got it. I'm the man.
Was it a lot?
No, yeah. And then I told him, I said, first when he called me, I thought it was for lifting tea, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I had my little teaspoon. Then when they told me it was for lifting scissors and stir, so then I had to come out with my other stuff, you know. So I said, I need the job. I'll do it.
Well, it works
I said,
for
I'm the
me.
man for it, you know. I'm the man. I can bring the heat to sizzle, you know.
George, what about you? I mean,
You lose your breath, you lose your turn with him.
you play the big brother, and you must have had a lot of fun with that, especially with Mary Lou.
She's the sweetest, nicest human being on earth, and I smacked her. You know, I smacked her.
That really made me
That
mad.
was sort of a spontaneous thing, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't in the script.
Yeah, it wasn't in the script, and that's made me mad. I said, cut it out.
Right. Go to your room.
It's so great because it's a typical remark that a dad would make if the kids were acting up.
Well, we are acting up, and I'll tell you, we're going on the road with this the way it's working.
I know. So you guys are really fun together. And you know what also I think Alicia makes the commercial great is these guys are all dressed as they would be dressed. Mary Lou, you have your little USA gymnastics
sleep in that.
outfit. George, you look as debonair as always.
so
I'm making
straight,
up for my
medically sealed.
Obviously, Mr. T has his trademark jewelry. And Lonnie, you're looking like a total sex kitten.
What a wife. Wow. Ooh. Every time she kissed me, you know, we did that scene so many times, I couldn't get it right. So we had to keep doing it, and every time we do it, she had to kiss me again.
She has stretch marks from having me.
He kept messing up on purpose.
And I usually don't get kissed on camera. You know I'm the tough guy, but I had to warm down for
All right,
this
poor Mary Lou. She's getting a little overwhelmed by this.
Sister, right?
Yeah, exactly. When you were approached, you thought, oh, it's fun, but you were a little nervous because you're the only non-actor in the group.
Exactly. You know,
Don't
these
believe
guys
it.
are all pros.
Don't
What
believe
do you have, 80 movies under your belt?
Yeah,
you know,
I'm known for the commercial
And
now.
it was known for the commercial. But exactly, you know, I knew that they're, you know, the Hollywood type. I was the
Beg your
only
pardon.
non-actor going.
You're perfect. You're perfect. She
That
knew
was a
her lines.
compliment.
She's the only one doing
I
it.
But I
thought she was
came in
terrific.
prepared, but I was a little intimidated walking onto the set, but they all made me feel so comfortable. They're wonderful.
Mary Lou, what were you playing with on the table?
I was paper mache.
I thought you were paper mache like a ball or something.
Yeah, well,
Pinata.
you put the balloon. But see, that wasn't acting. I have 3 girls at home, and we paper mache at home all the time, so that was easy.
Well, I think it's a terrific commercial. Real quickly, other than doing this commercial and becoming known for this, what else have you all been up to, Lonnie?
Oh, well, I've been doing some guest spots on comedies and keeping in my mood of silliness.
That's right. You've been with Pamela Anderson,
Yes, I
right, in
played
her
her
show,
mom.
Her Mom.
And
You're
I
too
just
young to play her mom.
Thank you.
And Mr. T? Mr. T?
Yes, Katie, I'm a company man. You know, so I'm waiting on Lipton to get more stuff, and here I am, you know, just waiting around.
Oh, well,
waiting for the call.
And George, real quickly?
I'm doing Woody Allen's new movie, and I'm producing a movie with Merv Griffin, so.
Oh, terrific. And Mary Lou, you've been taking care of your 3 kids?
My 3 girls, I have a brand new baby at home, 6 months old. My 3rd girl working on a kids show.
Oh, that's terrific. Now, Alicia, will there be more commercials featuring the teas, say for iced tea, perhaps? That would work, wouldn't it?
That would work. There's definitely going to be more commercials for Lipton Sizzle and Stir. As a matter of fact, maybe you.
And there's another one featuring, yeah, I hope so. There's another one featuring the Woolery family. Chuck Woolery, Sally, Jesse, Raphael.
Our family can beat them.
Little Richard and Pat.
Pat Morita.
Pat Morita. Yes. That's funny, too, but
yeah, our family
I like yours better.
Go ahead with your bad self. Go ahead with your bad self.
All right. Go on with your bad self. All right, Mr. T, Lonnie Anderson, Mary Lou Retton, George Hamilton, Alicia Rockmore, thanks so much for coming by. It'll be Katie Curran. Last time I interviewed George, he sat down and said, I'm sorry, your name is?
9 years ago, Katie. You weren't as famous then. We all worked our way up.
I'm just kidding. It's great to see you all. And congratulations. I hope the commercial's a big success. We'll be back with more of Today right after this.
Man, I'm hungry.
What, $1 for a sliver of raw fish?
It's sushi.
Sushi? Where I'm from, we call that stuff bait.
What else can you get for just $1?
Well, I can get a 20-minute phone call for only 99 cents.
Quit kidding around.
No, it's true. Dial 10-10-220. It's just 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes.
And just 7 cents a minute after that.
And get this, there's no monthly fee.
10-10-220 really is a great deal.
We know. Hey, you forgot to cook this.
Dial 10-10-220.
Just one tiny Claritin relieves seasonal allergy symptoms for 24 hours without making you sleepy. So if you took one in the morning, after midnight, you'd still have hours and hours of relief coming. Claritin has a low occurrence of side effects, such as headache, drowsiness, fatigue, and dry mouth, similar to sugar pill. Talk to your doctor about Claritin soon, during regular office hours.
Someone, somewhere, right now, is falling in love. And I am having a delicious Fiesta chicken sandwich. Schlotsky's Deli. Funny name, serious sandwich.
You've flown over 200 combat missions, battled the forces of evil, even saved the planet from alien attack. Now, do something important.
Okay, Maverick, let's find the house.
With GMAC Real Estate, imagine searching for homes, touring neighborhoods, finding financing, and even locating a real estate agent online. It's all possible with GMAC Real Estate.
8, 9, 10, ready now, here I
Ford Windstar. The only minivan with the advanced personal safety system. It's a safe place to be.
I like this one and that one, Daddy.
You have to pay the man for the rabbits now. Can I write a check?
Have to see some ID.
Okay.
Have to call us in.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Daddy.
Have to see a second ID.
Okay.
This doesn't look like you. Date of birth. Have to go on this end.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of cash or checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
Mother's maiden name.
Did George Hamilton really not know who you were last time he was here?
It was 9 years ago, and I forgive him.
She has
George,
a memory like an elephant. Like an elephant. You'll never live that down.
No, I love George.
Anyway, who's going to win the Oscars? We'll have a preview after your local news.
3, 2, 1. We are officially open for business.
Facing a virtual reality? UPS can help you plan for it, manage it, and deal with it. We deliver more e-shipments than anyone. UPS, moving at the speed of business.
Who's a Remy feminist?
I am. I'm totally into Remy Fem menopause. It helps my symptoms physical and emotional.
I'm a Remy feminist. Take it twice a day to reduce symptoms both day and night. I'm a Remy feminist because it's not a drug and it doesn't add to weight gain, and that's great.
I read in a clinical study there was up to a 70% reduction of symptoms in just 12 weeks. Works for me. I'm a Remy feminist.
Remy Femin. When you're a Remy feminist, you face menopause with confidence.
I'm going to see about a credit card.
Oh, but honey.
Rejected?
You have no future!
But I just got a great job!
Run, little man! Run!
What kind of bank is this?
Take that!
Honey, I already got us a Capital One card.
33 million people have chosen Capital One to help build their financial future.
What's in your wallet? Want another way to look at Colgate Total? New Colgate Total Plus Whitening. The same 12-hour protection as Colgate Total, only whiter.
You can't live without water. Can you live without art? The bold look of Kohler.
The timeless beauty of ancient treasures recreated in the new Sunwash collection by Karastan. Rugs so magnificent you'll mistake them for the original antiques that inspired them. Karastan Sunwash creates a soft appearance and rich patina that's perfect for today's more casual lifestyle. And for a limited time, they're available at great introductory savings. Visit your authorized Karastan dealer today and enjoy the warm beauty of Sunwash.
Now beautify any room in your home for the lowest price.
Carpetland USA.
It's Carpetland USA's March On In sale.
Now, every carpet and floor is on sale at up to 50% off.
Carpet and family room for the lowest price. Ceramic for the foyer for the lowest price. Vinyl for the kitchen for the lowest price. Laminate for the dining room for the lowest price. And you can buy with no payment, no interest for 1 full year.
It's Carpetland USA's March On In sale. Don't miss it.
The savings are blossoming everywhere at Clavon's Home Furnishings in Geneseo. Clean up with the guaranteed lowest prices, and it's all interest-free until 2003. All the brands you love: Lazy Boy, Bassett, Simmons, Lane, Shaw. And during Clavon's Spring Fling, you can get 2 years with no interest until 2003. Clavon's Home Furnishings, it's just minutes away. Let yourself go.
When your home feels like your home, it's clearly Clavon's.
Live from KWQC-TV 6, this is a Quad Cities Today update.
Good morning, I'm Charles King. It's 3 minutes till 8, and here's a look at local and regional news. Well, up to 63,000 Iowans face a shutoff of their utility service. A measure to stop the shutoffs failed to gain legislative action. Increases in natural gas prices and a very cold winter have left consumers battered, and lawmakers have been struggling to respond. Legislature approved a 2-month suspension of the sales tax on utility bills, and they are gradually phasing out that tax entirely. A state law prevents utility companies from shutting off the service to customers that are behind on their bills during winter months, but that prohibition ends April 1st. And Iowa legislative leaders have dropped plans to tighten the state's gun control laws, citing lack of support. According to some state legislatures, there was opposition among both parties. The proposal was aimed at the gun show loophole and would have required those purchasing guns at those shows to undergo background checks. Time now to turn to our weather forecast, and Teresa Bryant will have that in just a moment.
Head to Menards now and take 15% off our everyday low prices on all Caradco wood patio doors and windows, including all custom sizes and styles. Caradco, America's oldest and most respected window company. Or how about this Larson full view storm and screen door with glass that opens at both the top and bottom and a lifetime warranty. On sale in 4 colors, $149. Plus, don't pay till 2002, only at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Make over your kitchen with the new tools and gadgets I'll show you on the next PSL. Plus, Linda Cook and Sean Leary pick their Oscar favorites Friday at 4:30. Paula Sands Live.
We are expecting cloudy sky conditions across the region today. Look for a chance for light rain developing this afternoon. Highs reaching 45 degrees with northwest winds at 5 to 10. Tonight, cloudy skies will be the rule. Also looking for a chance for some light snow showers during the evening hours. Overnight lows should drop to around 24 degrees. Here's what's happening on our radar picture right now. We do see some light snow starting to move in across the western portions of Iowa, eventually reaching into the eastern portions of the state, and by that time we should see it changing over to rain. For the most part, light rain continues to the south, also seeing dry conditions across the east. Right now, we've got partly sunny skies and some fog, a reading of 33 degrees, humidity at 92%, the barometer is rising and winds are calm.
And here at KWQC-TV 6 News with Teresa Bryant, I'm Charles King.
We're back at 8 o'clock on this TGIF morning. It is the 23rd day of March. The year is 2001. We've got a nice crowd. Who are those people from Harvard?
How would I know?
They're the Hasty Pudding Theatrical Group.
Oh,
they're performing this weekend here in New York.
Maybe they can do a little snippet of a number for us when we head out there.
Well, they're the acting group. They're not the singers.
Oh, they could do a little dramatic interpretation of something.
You could do some stand-up for us at 8:30.
Yeah, take some tickets for us.
Back inside Studio 1A, I'm Katie Couric here with Matt Lauer and Al Roker. I'm all jazzed up after talking to those folks. They were fun, weren't they?
Yeah.
Really cute. Anyway, coming up in this half hour, it's not easy to know what to do with your money in an economy like this. Should you buy? Should you sell? Or just hang on? Financial contributor Susie Orman is here to answer some of your questions. Matt?
And, of course, the Academy Awards are coming up this weekend. The votes are in. The envelopes are sealed. The dresses are getting their final touches. But just who's going to be giving those tearful acceptance speeches? We're going to take a final look at the list of nominees and get a scoop on who the favorites are in just a few minutes.
But before we get to all of that, John Siegenthaler is in for Ann Curry with the morning's news. John, good morning again.
Good morning again, Katie, Matt, and Al. Good morning, everyone. An 18-year-old high school student remains hospitalized this morning, one day after he allegedly shot up his high school outside San Diego. Police say Jason Hoffman hit 3 classmates and 2 teachers before a campus officer shot and wounded him. None of the injuries are life-threatening. It happened just miles away from Santana High School, site of another school shooting less than a month ago. The Mir is just a stardust memory today. Guided by Russian ground controllers, the space station hurtled through the Earth's atmosphere this morning. The Mir then broke into pieces, providing a spectacular sight over Fiji before it slammed into the South Pacific. Russia calls the operation a big success. Tensions between the U.S. and Russia are heating up today. This morning, Russia announced it's making 4 U.S. embassy officials leave the country in the next few days, accusing them of espionage. And it plans to kick out another 46 by July 1st. It's in retaliation for the U.S. decision to kick out 50 Russian diplomats earlier this week in the wake of the Robert Hanssen alleged spy case. A scaffold collapsed Thursday outside the Los Angeles auditorium where the Academy Awards will be presented. 5 people were hurt, 1 seriously. Most of the scaffold fell behind bleachers where fans and media will watch the stars walk the red carpet Sunday evening. Well, March may go out like a lamb, but it's still roaring like a lion for now. A spring nor'easter battered the mid-Atlantic and New England Thursday. It dumped more than 4 inches of rain on parts of Massachusetts and Rhode Island, flooding neighborhoods and closing roads and schools. It's dropping more snow on Maine today. 4 more games are on tap tonight as the NCAA men's basketball tournament rolls on. Last night, the big winners were Duke, USC, Stanford, and Maryland. For one Maryland player, the win was bittersweet because the victory came against a friend who's always stood by his side, both on and off the court. NBC's Colleen Dominguez has their story.
Kevin Braswell and Juan Dixon, best friends since the 6th grade. They met for the first time as opponents, playing basketball at this recreation center in Baltimore.
Their friendship dates back to grammar school, and it was around about 5th grade they began to play, like most kids, just on the blacktop.
The 2 boys hit it off.
When you saw one, you saw the other.
Talking about hoops, girls, and life. And life had been hard for Juan Dixon. His parents, Juanita and Phil, were heroin addicts, infected with the AIDS virus, both dying from the disease before Juan graduated from high school.
I think basketball was his way of going out and getting it all out of the system and going through that grieving process.
For a while, Juan lived with Kevin and his family and was treated as one of their own. And when Kevin ran into trouble with drugs, it was Juan's turn to offer support.
When they had setbacks, they were there for each other. And I think that shows you the true meaning of friendship.
After 10 years, the 2 talk every day. And last night, for the first time since the 6th grade, Kevin and Juan were opponents again. This time, they're playing in front of a national television audience in an NCAA semifinal game. Kevin Braswell for Georgetown, Juan Dixon for Maryland. And in a tournament that is all about competition, pressure, and performance, for these guys, it's about something more.
I'm happy for him, just because, you know, how close we are.
Winning and losing, important for a moment in time.
He's like a brother to me. And we knew, it's tough for him right now, but I know that he's going to support me no matter what. And if the shoe was on the other foot, I would do the same. Man, right here, love you, dog. Love you too. All right.
But a friendship lasting long after the final buzzer. Colleen Dominguez, NBC News, Los Angeles.
It's now 8:05. Back to Matt and Katie.
All right, John, thank you very much.
Let's go outside. As Al mentioned, huge crowd out there on a pretty nice day. And look who's with them.
the weather with me. It's Mr. T.
Al, my buddy Al.
Why don't you talk to a couple of people?
Okay. All right, how you doing? How you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
They love him.
Thank y'all.
The A-team still can do. Hey, you know what you didn't say yet? Huh? You know let me get one on.
All right.
One time.
I'll pity the fool.
Yeah!
All right.
Let's take a look, see what's going on as far as the weather's concerned. And on today, you've got sunshine in the Pacific Northwest, but it dips, the jet stream dips down across there, brings rain to much of the West Coast. Cold air returns across the Great Lakes, the plains, and on into the Northeast with showers in the Southeast. He's still working the crowd.
Thank you so much.
That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
We'll see skies becoming cloudy across the region today, along with a good chance for some rain showers developing this afternoon. Highs should reach 45 degrees with northwest winds moving at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, we can expect cloudy skies, along with a slight chance for some light evening snow showers. Overnight lows will drop to around 24 degrees. Here's a look at our 6-day planner with temperatures reaching into the 30s for Saturday, near 40 degrees by Sunday. We'll see sunshine through the weekend into the beginning of next week.
Thing, but I read that there's a new A-Team movie coming out. Have they talked to you about that
Yeah,
yet?
no, I haven't heard nothing.
Hollywood, if you've got any sense, you're going to call this man. He should be in the movie.
I pity the fool. Don't put me in it.
That's right.
You know it.
Yeah.
Thank
Mr.
you,
T,
Al.
thank you.
Thank you, Al. Thank you, Al.
All right, back inside the Katie.
Oh, boy. Here comes trouble. Up next, an Oscar night preview. That's right after this.
On April 6th.
You want to see this?
What's the message?
I'm ruthless. I'm methodical. I'm in control.
The perfect crime gets better.
Do you really think you can profile me? He's turned it into a game.
Morgan Freeman, Monica Potter.
I'm living proof that a mind is a terrible thing.
Along came a spider.
And this game is far from over.
Rated R. Friday, April 6th, everywhere.
Life is just a bowl of cherries.
Introducing Smucker's sugar-free preserves. All a Smucker's fresh fruit taste.
So keep repeating it's the berries.
With no sugar. Now everyone can smile. With a name like Smucker's, it has to be good.
Life is just a bowl of cherries. So live and laugh at it all.
This Saturday, Sears says thank you. Taking 10% off practically everything, even sale prices, which means you can save anywhere from 10 to 40% throughout the store during the Customer Appreciation Sale, only at Sears.
Can you believe it? My husband, Nolan Ryan, has arthritis. So his doctor says stay active and take Advil to make it easier. I take it for my arthritis pain, so we can exercise together.
Advil, stronger than pain.
Now that I only have to change my cat litter once every 30 days, I feel so smart, lazy, guilty, indulgent, relaxed, free.
By trapping odor, then evaporating moisture, Tidy Cat's crystals last up to 30 days. It's time to change your cat litter. Less often.
The Hemingway Collection is the Ernest Hemingway Collection by Thomasville. Inspired by Hemingway, crafted by Thomasville.
And now, the Serengeti Side Stand is our gift to you when you buy $5,000 worth of Thomasville furniture. Special financing options available.
It's not like other places. People say good day instead of hi there. And good times are the order of the evening. And you can get a taste of the place just by watching an onion bloom. A great night out that feels like a holiday. Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
The clock is counting down the minutes until Sunday night's huge event, the 73rd Annual Academy Awards. And when the envelopes are finally opened, who will the big winners be? Entertainment Weekly's Dave Karger is here with some thoughts on that. Dave, good to see you.
You too.
Why don't we just do this? Why don't we run a whole mess of movie clips? We'll do the 3 major categories, okay? Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, and then we're going to get your thoughts on these. Let's start where the Oscars end with Best Picture. Who's the favorite in your mind?
Well, I think it really has to be Gladiator. Statistics say that the movie with the most nominations usually wins. Of course, Gladiator has the most nominations with 12. And this is really the kind of movie that Academy voters seem to love. It's a big, sweeping epic with great acting, great fight scenes, great costumes, great music. It kind of has all the ingredients that voters seem to love. And what people need to remember about the Best Picture category is that oftentimes voters vote with their hearts more than their minds. And even though Traffic is the movie that's making people think, I think Gladiator is the movie that people respond to in their hearts. It kind of explains why Titanic was able to beat LA Confidential a few years back.
Well, you mentioned Traffic a second ago, and a lot of people in Hollywood are raving about Traffic because of the ensemble acting. And if it's true that the actors make up the largest share of Academy voters, then could this be the movie that steals it?
If there is a movie that's going to steal it, it is either Traffic or Crouching Tiger. And you're right, I think Traffic is the movie that is most revered by actors. It won the big awards at the Screen Actors Guild Awards. And yes, actors do make up the largest block, but they don't make up a majority. All of the other technical categories and publicists and executives are in there too, which is why I think you kind of have to give the edge to Gladiator at this point.
If there's one movie of those 5 nominees that will make you eat your hat if it wins, would it be Chocolat?
It would be, no disrespect to the movie, but yes, I do think that that's the one, if only because the director of the movie, Lasse Hallström, didn't get a Best Director nomination, and history says it's nearly impossible to win Best Picture if you don't also have a Best Director nomination.
All right, let's move on to the next category, and let's tackle the Best Actor nominees. Let's put them up on the screen. We have Javier Bardem, Russell Crowe, Tom Hanks, Ed Harris, Jeffrey Rush. Who's your favorite in this category?
This is the toughest one to call. People have been talking Tom Hanks all along. I'm kind of feeling Russell Crowe coming in on the outside, maybe to steal it. Last year, everyone was talking Denzel Washington until the last couple of weeks when Kevin Spacey kind of gained some momentum. Since the voters like to pair up awards and give the same movie Best Picture and Best Actor like last year with American Beauty when Kevin Spacey won, I think Russell Crowe for Gladiator, certainly his chances are improving.
However, though, Dave, I read something recently about Russell Crowe that I had no idea. There are some people in Hollywood who think he has a bit of an attitude.
Well, his reputation has not been the best of late, if only because he seems to be getting more attention for his extracurricular affairs than he has for his acting roles. Certainly, his rumored affair with Meg Ryan got more attention than his last movie, Proof of Life, which he, co-starred with her in. That's not going to help his chances, but people do love him. It's his second Best Actor nomination in the last 2 years. Some people think he should have won last year for The Insider, so maybe there's some residual votes that he'll get from that.
All right, so if you say that Tom Hanks is another one of the favorites, kind of the co-favorite, who would be the one, the dark horse, who could come in and steal this?
Ed Harris for Pollock. I think this is the one race that is kind of ripe for an upset. Ed Harris was something of a surprise nominee, having not been nominated for anything else like a SAG Award or a Golden Globe. And then he ends up getting a nomination for this, and now people are really talking about him. People love him as well. He's had 2 nominations in the past in the supporting category, never won. This is a movie he spent almost 15 years on. He's not only the star, but the director.
Right.
It's kind of a labor of love for him and a real respected guy. So I think he really could shock people and win.
All right, but if Javier Bardem or Jeffrey Rush win, you will eat your hat again right here on the air on Monday, right?
That's true. I'm so glad you're setting me up for this, too. Thanks a lot.
That's why I'm here. All right, let's go to the third category. This is Best Actress, and let's take a look at the nominees here. Joan Allen, Juliette Binoche, Ellen Burstyn, Laura Linney, and Julia Roberts, and you have said all along that this is a lock. Julia Roberts.
Yeah, this is the lock of the night.
As a matter of fact, didn't you say that you would come on the air dressed as Erin Brockovich on Monday if she doesn't win?
Maybe that's you next Halloween. I don't know about that. This is the lock of the evening. I will look really, really dumb if Julia Roberts does not win. You know what? I'm not the only one, though, who will look really, really dumb. Everybody will, because everybody has been saying that she's going to win. She's been nominated twice before, 10 years ago and 11 years ago. She lost both times. This really is her year. It's a tour de force performance. Not only is she going to win, but she deserves it.
All right, what are some dark horses? Let's say the unimaginable happens and your choice doesn't come through. Who would be your next choice?
Ellen Burstyn for Requiem for a Dream, another well-respected veteran. She actually won this award 25 years ago for Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, and she was doing a Broadway play at the time, so she didn't make it to the ceremony. She felt like it would be a cheat to the people that had bought tickets for her show, and she's such the actress that she, didn't even go to the ceremony. So it would be nice, if she won, because then she could actually be there to accept it. But you know what? She already has an Oscar. Julia doesn't.
I have, 30 seconds left. Let me just ask you a real quick opinion then on supporting actor and actress. Supporting actor, Jeff Bridges, Willem Dafoe, Benicio del Toro, Albert Finney, and Joaquin Phoenix. Who do you like there?
Benicio, it's edgy versus stodgy. I think it's Benicio. If he could beat Tom Hanks and Russell Crowe for the SAG Award, he'll beat Albert Finney.
And Best Actress, Judi Dench, Marcia Gay Harden, Kate Hudson, I'm going over the thing, Frances McDormand, and Julie Walters. Who do you think there?
Kate Hudson, but really anyone could win. There could be an upset there, but I think Kate Hudson has the best shot.
All right, Dave Karger, we've got you on the record on several categories, and we will see you hopefully next week so that you can either shine or run off into the sunset.
Sounds like a plan.
Dave, thanks very much.
Sure.
Up next, Susie Orman answers some of your investment questions, and still to come on this Friday morning, Big Bird tells us how the residents of Sesame Street made it through a big hurricane. And we'll take a look at the Girl Scouts' hip new uniforms. But first, these messages.
At ERA, we believe real estate isn't just about property. It's about people, understanding their needs, doing whatever it takes. It's helping the Perez family get a mortgage for their first home, then finding their movers, home warranty, even their home security system. It's giving the Simpsons an online profile of neighborhoods and school systems and helping them make sense of it all. Every time we help someone buy or sell a home, we help write a new chapter in their lives. ERA Real Estate.
Hey, Mike.
Do you have an appointment?
I'm his dad. Who are you?
His secretary.
He's 11.
He's pretty booked up. School, soccer practice, basketball, babysitting, yard work, homework. How's next Tuesday?
Where do you go when your kids need a vacation as much as you do?
Dad, you come up with the best ideas.
Thanks, Buck.
Make plans at DisneyWorld.com and make your dream come true.
It's time for the JCPenney shopping spree with 25% off great merchandise throughout the entire store.
Everybody ready?
Better make room. It's all inside. Sale ends Saturday. Hurry in to the shopping spree at JCPenney.
New patients with fleas or ticks.
Poor baby.
Even though their owners thought they protected them. Because only one product protects cats and dogs against fleas and ticks. New Frontline Plus. It's the best. Now it provides complete flea protection. And it's the only one that also kills ticks, including the ones that carry Lyme disease. That's cute.
New Frontline Plus. For fleas and ticks, Frontline is the veterinarian's #1 choice.
Oh, hello.
Dear Aleve, when my wife took pain relievers like Tylenol for her bad headaches, they'd work a while, then quit. So she tried the Aleve I take for arthritis pain.
Just 2 Aleve can work all day. That could take 8 Tylenol.
Now her headaches are gone all day. Thanks, Aleve.
Today, a makeup that actually transforms your skin. Neutrogena Healthy Skin Makeup. Beautiful coverage, plus a dermatologist-developed formula that improves skin clarity, texture, tone, evenness, and the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Beautiful and beneficial. Neutrogena.
Here's your house. Oh, terrific. Here's your house. She's good. Yes. Winner. Super. Stupid. Okay.
If it were this easy to win a new house,
You get a house.
yeah, you wouldn't need to enter the Century 21 Home Run Derby Sweepstakes, where you can win $250,000 toward a new home.
Enter now at Century21.com. Play the Home Run Derby game and win instant prizes. Whoa.
This morning on Today's Money, your financial questions. In this very volatile economy, a lot of you are probably uncertain about how to handle your investments. So we hit the streets to find out just what's on people's minds. And today, financial contributor Susie Orman is here to address some of your most pressing concerns. Hey, Susie, how are you?
Good.
You were on a few weeks ago. You made some predictions. You upset some people, but You were right, right?
I know. I wish I wasn't right. You were sitting here in the NASDAQ, which is the market that really relates to technology stocks. It was about 2,300. You said, Susie, where do you think it could go? And I said, between 1,700 and 1,900. Well, it's at 1,800, essentially. We hit it right on. People didn't want the market to go down there, but it was obvious if you had charted it, if you looked at it. But I think we're pretty close. Here's the new prediction. We're pretty close to the bottom in tech, if you ask me.
Close, or has the market bottomed out?
Well, we have different markets now, Katie. We have the market that's controlled by the Dow Jones Industrial Average, big blue chip stocks, and then we have technology stocks. I think the technology stocks are essentially at their bottom.
And what about the others?
I think we're still in a little bit of danger territory there.
All right, so we did go and ask people, because as you know, and I'm sure you're approached every day on the street with questions people have, so we went to the streets too, and one question I believe is on a lot of investors' minds right now. Let's listen.
Hi Susie, my name is Alma and I'm 24 years old, and I was wondering if you believe tech stocks are worth investing in right now with our current market environment.
Well, there we go. I know as soon as I'm stopped asking that question that the market will skyrocket, but here's the problem. Not all tech stocks are worth investing in. You're looking at the big tech stocks now, the ones that are truly solid and that have earnings. If you have time on your side, if you have 4 or 5 years, yes, you should be investing in tech, but not buying these stocks because they've gone down in value, Katie. Just because a stock has gone down from $75 to $10 a share doesn't make it a good stock.
Before, when people were so tech stock crazy, were they just not discriminating enough? Were they just kind of throwing money in whatever new thing came down the pike?
You got that right. They weren't looking at the companies, they weren't looking at the earnings, they weren't doing anything. So now if you're buying tech, buy the company, not the stock price, but buy a good company that has earnings. Just because the stock has gone from 80 to, Cisco went from 80 to 40. Everybody thought it was a great buy. It went down 50%. It's now at $19 a share. It could go lower. Not the price of the stock, buy the company, and then you'll be okay.
All right, now the next question comes from a 65-year-old woman who's wondering something that a lot of people who are planning on retiring soon are thinking about.
My name is Carol. I have a mutual fund, and I'm very concerned about losing quite a bit of money, and I want to use it within 5 years. What do I do?
Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it? Here's the problem. We think we have to do something with everything that we have, or we do nothing. What I would say to Carol is sell half now. You don't have to sell it all. Sell half. Sell 20% of it. Sell whatever percentage would make you, Carol, feel comfortable, and then leave the rest in and watch. If it continues to go down, sell some more. If it continues to go down, sell some more. Because we never know how long it's going to take. You have to remember, Katie, the NASDAQ, for instance, has gone down 63%. For it to break even, for it to go back up from 1,800 to 5,000, that's a 170% increase from here.
So I feel bad for Carol and people who are in a position like hers.
Yes, but the problem is we can't, when we do nothing, sometimes we hurt ourselves even more. So protect at least half of what you have right now, and that'll make you feel somewhat better, and then take steps as the market shows you what to do.
All right, now our next question comes from a young man who apparently has the right idea.
My name is Abs. I'm 27 years old. I'm from Queens. I'd like to know what kind of bonds are worth me investing into in the near future.
Abs does have the right idea, except for Abs, who's 27 years of age. I have to tell you, Abs should be in the stock market at this time, because Abs has 30 or 40 years for this market to return to where it should go.
Well, why shouldn't he be in bonds
It's
too?
not that he shouldn't be in bonds, but at 27 with the market this low, I would be going for growth. But just to answer Abs regardless, because he can go anywhere he wants, here's the key. If you're buying bonds, please stay away from corporate bonds right now. You can look into treasury notes, 2-year treasury notes or 30-year treasury bonds. I would be buying. In my personal opinion, I would stay away from bond funds. I would buy individual bonds. I would not be touching bond funds. Because there's a law. As interest rates come down, the value of bond funds go up. It's true. But what we have going on here is in a bond fund, we have a portfolio management fee. We have new money coming into bond funds. As interest rates go down, so does your interest in a bond fund. individual bonds, in my opinion, especially treasuries, perform better.
All right. Well, Susie Orman, Susie, as always, thanks. We should do more of those. Those are good questions because obviously they're the questions people want the answers
Thanks,
to.
Katie.
Thanks, Susie.
All
And still to come this morning on Today, the importance of simply hanging out with your kids. But first, your local news.
You know what makes a Wendy's taco salad so delicious?
Fresh tomatoes,
Onions, lettuce.
got lots of cheese, and chips.
Not a taco salad yet because there's no chili on it.
It's sensational.
This is really good.
Now we need more cheese. Now this is a taco salad.
It's exuberant.
It's really filling. It's like my chili. Party, there's a lot of food.
Wendy's taco salad. Now that's a salad with some meat to it.
Chili is a staple of life.
Now Biggie size any Wendy's combo. You could win your choice of 3 exciting vacations at Universal Orlando Resort.
Is it too late to choose something else?
Dry cleaners, school teachers, single moms, they don't bring home big salaries, but they're making their way to millions.
I've been poor. I've been told that I'm wealthy, and I like wealthy.
How do they get more wealth than they ever imagined?
Collect that change every day, you'll have $25 to $40 a month.
I still do it to this day.
So at the end of saving that change all those years you had
$53,000.
Isn't this good information? Every day, information of ordinary millionaires. Next, Oprah.
Friday at 3 on KWQC-TV 6.
Live from KWQC-TV 6, this is a Quad Cities Today update.
Good morning, I'm Charles King. It's 8:26, time to take a look at local and regional news. There's been an anhydrous ammonia leak at the IBP plant in Joslyn, Illinois this morning, and the employees have been evacuated. We'll have more information for you as soon as we can get it. Well, somebody's messing with the mail in Muscatine County. In just the last week, thieves have stolen or vandalized mail from 42 mailboxes. In some cases, thieves stole checks and credit cards. Muscatine postmasters advising residents to deposit their outgoing mail in the blue postal collection boxes. Police have made no arrests, but tampering with mail is a federal offense. Will Wall Street take another roller coaster ride today? The Dow was fortunate to drop only 98 points yesterday afternoon at the close. Earlier, the index had lost nearly 400 points and was sliding far into bear territory. Quad City investor Marilyn Gross is one of many retirees taking a big hit. She's lost 25% of her portfolio, which included tech stocks, bonds, mutual funds. She says potential retirees are thinking twice before they pull their money.
A lot of them are not retiring. They're afraid to because of the market. They're afraid that they can't recover.
Despite a downward trend, analysts are optimistic about the recent interest rate cut. They say we should see positive results of that in the next 6 to 12 months. Well, let's see if we can find a positive weather forecast out there. Teresa Bryant will take a look in just a moment.
Ever wish you could live a cliche? Galena and Joe Davis County. Put your feet up and stay a while. 1-877-2-GALENA.
We're providing security, dignity, and growth to our Alzheimer's residents. Call us today for a tour. Jersey Ridge Place, Davenport.
We'll see skies becoming cloudy across the region today. Also a chance for some light rain developing this afternoon. Temperatures should reach a high of 45 degrees. Northwest winds will continue at 5 to 10. Tonight, looking for cloudy skies, a chance for light evening snow showers with clearing skies late and overnight lows near 24. Here's what's happening on our regional satellite. We see clouds still moving in across much of our area. Still fairly clear east of the Mississippi River, so a little bit of sun shining through there, but not for very much longer. We'll continue to see the clouds move in, also seeing some precipitation pushing through parts of the plain states. A little bit of light snow right now, changing to rain as temperatures get up above the freezing mark. The frontal system sagging further to the south, allowing some colder air in today. Right now, we've got some cloud cover overhead along with some sunshine. A reading of 36 degrees, dew point at 32, humidity at 85%, the barometer holding steady, and winds are moving out of the northwest.
And here at KWQC-TV 6 News with Teresa Bryant, I'm Charles King.
Tonight, Jason
Wendy's all new with Pierce Brosnan, plus Nigel Marvin with creepy crawlies. Then on Conan, Antonio Banderas meets his match. Oh, there's partying aplenty, all new tonight.
We're back now at 8:30 on this Friday morning. It's the 23rd day of March in the year 2001. And it is a really nice spring morning here in the Northeast. And we've got an enormous crowd gathered outside our studio this morning, which is always nice to see as we get prepared for what's hopefully going to be a great weekend.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm Matt Lauer along with Katie Kirk, and we've come outside to say hi to these nice people. Really is a big crowd.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have time to say hi to anybody?
Yeah, sure, come on.
Okay, why don't you say hi to this young lady?
What's your name? Hold on one sec. What's your name?
Julie Sedgwick from Port Charlotte, Florida.
And what are you doing in New York?
I'm here with my mom at spring break vacation. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Dad.
Well, it's good to have you here. Thanks very much. Is this your mom right here?
No, she's way back there.
Oh, you bullied your way into the front row.
What time did you get here this morning?
About 5:30.
5:30. Well, you got a good spot, so you deserve to be on TV.
You're poking me. Why? Nice to see you. Anyway, go ahead. What do you have in this half hour?
Well, actually, Ellen Galinsky is going to be here because, you know, there's so many different advice books and experts who tell us how to raise our kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes in our hectic lives, it's very confusing. And Ellen's here to really point out the importance of just hanging out and spending some sort of down quality time with your kids and how rewarding that can be not only for the children, but for parents, too. She'll explain.
Okay. Remember Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom?
Of course.
I mean, a lot of people may not remember it.
When Marlon Perkins always talked about Jim wrestling the alligator.
Marlon was up in the helicopter. Jim was down there with the anaconda. Absolutely. Jim Fowler is back on television now, not only here on the Today Show, but with his entire family in a new wildlife program. The whole Fowler clan's going to be here to talk about that with us.
With a lot of critters, too,
and
right?
He's got some animals with him, too, in just a few minutes.
Looking forward to that. I love Jim. But first, it's time for a check of the weather.
With Al.
Mark Trout was
almost sounded like it was a surprise. You weren't sure. And we got these nice ladies here, and let's see. It's what we got. You're the mom and daughter.
I'm a 50-year-old.
And you're the aunt? 50. Well, happy birthday.
Did you some Maryland crackers?
Oh, well, thank you very much. That's awfully nice. Thank you. Let's take a look and see what's going on for your weekend. Wet weather from Northern California, Central California, Pacific Northwest, where they need the rain. Thunderstorms through the Gulf Coast. Then Sunday, we're looking at more rain in the Pacific Northwest again needed. Snows in the Rockies, warm in the Southwest. Snow showers in the Northeast. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
We'll see skies becoming cloudy across the region today, along with a good chance for some rain showers developing this afternoon. Highs should reach 45 degrees, with northwest winds moving at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, we can expect cloudy skies, along with a slight chance for some light evening snow showers. Overnight lows will drop to around 24 degrees. Here's a look at our 6-day planner with temperatures reaching into the 30s for Saturday, near 40 degrees by Sunday. We'll see sunshine through the weekend into the beginning of next week.
Life in the Wild. Show me that move again, Jim.
Oh yeah, well this is that wild dance from Africa, you know?
Oh yeah. Mrs. Fowler ran away. She left. All right, let's go over to Matt.
All right, Al, thanks very much. When we come back, Katie talks about the importance of just hanging out with your kids. But first, on a Friday morning, this is Today on NBC.
When it's all about taking care of your employees, when it's all about education and building a career, when it's all about job security and career advancement, when it's all about making a difference in people's lives, IBP, a company committed to its employees, to its community, to making a difference. IBP Jocelyn, it's all about commitment. Apply today.
The final weeks are here.
More selected Shopko locations are closed forever.
And we've slashed prices again.
Everything now at least 40 and up to 70% off.
Toys, patio furniture, bed and bath.
Clothing and active shoes for the whole family, 40% off.
Men's and boys' activewear, watches and games, 50% off.
All fine jewelry, gold, silver, and gemstones, 70% off.
But hurry, these are the final weeks.
And your final chance to take at least 40 and up to 70% off everything before selected Shopko locations are closed forever.
one day. Saturday, Heilig Myers Furniture presents a sale so special, it's one day only. Saturday, save up to 50% on beautiful furniture throughout the store. Plus, pay no interest until January 2002. Save on fabulous living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and more. Everything is on sale, and no interest until next year. Heilig Myers one-day sale this Saturday, plus a preview day Friday. Don't miss it.
It's all about you.
Hi, my name is J.J. Moses, and I play football for Iowa State. A few years back, I was a high school helper for the Rocket Prevention Program. It was an absolute blast. Rocket Prevention trains local high school helpers who then teach younger elementary school kids how to say no to alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. The program is 100% interactive. It is loud and it is fun. You are on a winning team when you bring Rocket Prevention to your school. Rocket Prevention, it rocks.
This morning on Today's Family, hanging out with your kids. Nowadays, both parents and children have incredibly busy schedules, which makes it hard to have some really important one-on-one time. But as difficult as it may be, you'd be surprised how much even a little hanging out time can do. Ellen Galinsky is president and co-founder of the Families and Work Institute. She's also author of the book, Ask the Children. Ellen, good morning. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
When you asked the children, what children did you ask and what did you ask them?
It was a nationally representative study of 1,023 kids all over the country, and they were 8 through 18 years old. And I asked them all kinds of questions about how they felt about their parents, about what worked in their lives, what didn't work, what changes they might make, about communication.
What was the most important or most revealing thing you think you found out from talking to these kids? I'm sure you found out a lot, by the way.
Well, what we think that kids think and what kids actually think can be different. The most surprising finding, and I think the most important one, was when I asked if they could make one change that would improve their mother's or father's, the way their work affected their lives. The thing that kids said was to have their parents less stressed and less tired. Most parents thought that the kids would wish for more time. Time is very important with kids, but it's also what we're like in that time that matters. And if we're stressed out, then we're not really able to pay attention to them.
Therefore, just hanging out in an unstressed atmosphere, relaxing with your kids, it's important. Importance cannot be overstated, can it?
For us and for them. I mean, I found in the study that about 45% of kids felt that their times with their mothers was rushed, and their time with their 37% felt that their time with their fathers was rushed. And when it wasn't, when they felt that they had some calm time with their parents, they felt much better about all aspects of their life.
And how is it helpful to parents to spend some of this time with their kids?
Well, we have better relationships with our kids, for one thing. They feel better about us, we feel better about ourselves. We can pay attention to the moment. But also, it's just good physically to relax.
I was going to say, it's really helpful in de-stressing you. Nothing like sitting on the floor doing a puzzle, or as I did the other day, playing Mommy and Baby Bunny. It was
and dressing
very weird. Yeah, dressed up. Well, I didn't dress up, but Carrie did. And hopping around the house. I mean, that can also be very relaxing for people, right?
And so many people think you need some big activity or some fancy trip or
Isn't that true? Well, especially I think people who work, they feel so guilty. They feel like, wow, I've got to make the time with my children really special.
Right.
Therefore, I have to plan a big, gigundo activity.
Right. When it's this small, everyday things like playing bunny that Carrie's probably going to remember.
I'm sure I will. All right, so now you have some tips on how to have good hanging out time with your kids. One is don't stress. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, that's not meant to be yet another guilt trip for parents. Like, don't stress.
Don't stress about your need to hang out?
Just if you've had one of those awful days, which we do from time to time, be conscious that your mood will spill over into your family life, and make it a priority. If you want some time with your kids that's not all jazzed up, then just try to find ways to calm down yourself, whether it's listening to music, whether it's meditating, whether it's whatever you can do to try to break that other mood.
Right, or maybe make it easier for you to make the transition from sort of a hectic work environment to home by taking 5 minutes anyway for yourself to go and unwind and change or wash your face or whatever it is that sort of makes you feel decompressed.
Each of us knows what we can do to help us calm down, and we should use that.
You also say make time, which is so important, and you say you can't really multitask and hang out with your kids, and that really has to do with a lot of the tips that you have for us.
Right. I mean, just plan time when you're hanging out together, whether it's Saturday morning and you stay in your pajamas all day, or whether it's sitting on their beds at night. Don't try to do a million things. Don't think about what is on your future to-do list. Just try to pay attention to the moment.
And really don't try to do anything else. I mean, because I know that we talked about the office being everywhere, and so don't be on your cell phone, don't be on your computer, don't be reading the newspaper or reading mail or getting other little odd jobs done, like I always try to organize my drawers. But you can't really do that and pay attention to your kids, because...
Well, they'll notice that you're really not there, and that's why I think the kids were upset about their parents being stressed and tired, because they weren't there when they were there.
Okay, you say be ready to switch gears, and I think we sort of covered that earlier, right, Ellen?
Well, it's very important if you are just hanging out with your children, they'll kind of hover around you and want to talk to you. If they want to talk to you, do switch gears. Like if you're on the computer, turn around and pay attention to them. If you're cleaning your drawers, then stop and turn around.
Then you'll never get your drawers clean, as I've always find.
Oh, well, what's important in the long run.
Exactly. You also say join their world. In other words, do what really is getting them excited, right?
Yes. Kids really, you can have time with your kids that's awful and time with your kids that's good, and the difference is if you are paying attention to what's important to them. One child said, I want my parents to be really curious about me, what interests me. And I also found that the kids who do well later in life are the kids who have interests. So we encourage their interests by joining their world from very early on.
Which is great, and also the final thing is to focus, and that's clear.
Right.
That you really do have to shut out the rest of the world. Don't even answer the phone.
Right.
You know, and just sit there and just do, you know, the best times I've spent with my kids are just doing very simple little things.
And that's what they'll remember. It really is. I mean, I asked kids what they would remember when they were grown up, and it was those small, everyday little moments that we have that they do remember.
All right. Well, Ellen Galinsky, author of Ask the Children, thanks so much for coming by. It's always great to see you,
Great
Ellen.
to see you.
Thank you. And up next, lions, no tigers, but bears. Oh, my. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Every once in a while, the amazing happens. A giant leap over what we know into what we've only imagined. A whole new way of thinking and caring that eases suffering, hastens healing, ignites hope. University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives.
Now beautify any room in your home for the lowest price. Carpetland USA. It's Carpetland USA's March On In sale.
Now, every carpet and floor is on sale at up to 50% off. Carpet a family room for the lowest price. Ceramic for the foyer for the lowest price. Vinyl for the kitchen for the lowest price. Laminate for the dining room for the lowest price. And you can buy with no payments, no interest for 1 full year.
It's Carpetland USA's March On In sale. Don't miss it.
Everything is drastically discounted. Sexton Ford is defrosting prices store-wide. With any car or truck you buy, Sexton will add a turkey fryer. We'll take anything in trade and guarantee $2,000 trade allowance on any 95 or newer used car. Our big price defrost includes 0.9 to 3.9% APR for up to 60 months. Rebates up to $5,000 and no payments for 90 days. Hurry to Sexton for the store-wide price defrost. It's an icebreaker.
Oh, yeah! Sexton Ford is the talk of the town.
Let's say you need stuff for your home. Well, don't worry, you're not alone. You're always welcome home at Home Hardware. We're the oldest and best you'll see. What a hardware store is supposed to be. You're always welcome home at Home Hardware. Welcome home.
A lot of us grew up watching Jim Fowler's Adventures with Animals on Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Well, now, Jim is back on television with a new program called Jim Fowler's Life in the Wild. And this time, his grown children, Mark and Carrie, and his wife, Betsy, all have a major role in the show. Jim Fowler, Fowler family, nice to have you here. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Matt.
Always
with animals.
I know,
right?
you've got lots of critters with you. You spent so many years traveling with Mutual of Omaha's. Why'd you want to pack your bags again?
Hey, listen, I've always wanted to have some control over my own show because we need to make people care about these things. That's really my mission.
Is it the big difference between this show and Mutual of Omaha? Back then, conservation wasn't the issue that perhaps it is today.
Right. It is, and we're a family-oriented program for syndicated stations. We're in about 100 cities on weekends.
You're trying to reach a lot of teenagers?
Absolutely, and you know, whole family groups is the main thing. And of course, there's nothing like animals to get people's attention, like this alligator. You know, this is a neat little guy. They always have a permanent smile on their face, don't you think?
Yeah, especially when you have your hand around their neck like that. Keep a good tight grip. This is Mark, your son, and Mark, when you were growing up, did you always want to follow in your dad's footsteps?
Well, you know, I grew up with wildlife and seeing hawks and birds of prey and everything, and you know what, I fell in love with it. So you can't, once you grow up with wildlife and you're touched by wilderness and animals, you end up wanting to stay with them and
Mark trained this hawk when he was 8 years old.
I trained this hawk when I was 8, grew up with it, and now it flies in the Birds of Prey show at Callaway Gardens.
So are you going to be doing a lot with Birds of Prey in this particular show?
Yes, I am. We've done shows with Birds of Prey, we've done shows with sharks, bears, alligators, everything. So we've really been covering a lot of animals.
Carrie, I know you have an interest in photography and also sea life, but you've got something that doesn't live in the sea right there. Who's this friend here?
This is Sparky. He's a 7-year-old black bear.
7-month-old?
Sorry, 7-week-old.
Oh, I
My
was going to
goodness,
say.
7
years old, you wouldn't be hanging on to him like that.
7-week-old black bear.
He takes a bottle, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He almost took my hand right there, too. What was it like growing up with Jim as a dad? I mean, did you have unusual family trips back then?
We sure did. It was very unique, I have to say. We were all over the place and had a chance to live in Africa for about 3 months and travel all over the world. So see a lot of wonderful stuff.
What would you like to do with this show? What do you want your role to be?
Well, I really want to get out to young people again how important it is that we protect the natural world and learn why these little guys should be around. You know, I think once you see him and are able to touch him, see, I'm watching you look in his eyes.
Right.
And it's a really wonderful experience, and if we can get that out to the young people again with our next generation, that's what I hope for.
Be a big difference.
Yeah.
Betsy, you have a wonderful talent for wildlife artistry. Tell me about your role in the show, and then we'll talk about who you're with right here.
Well, I've been married to the real Tarzan for 30 years, and I travel with him all the time, and I do all my art in the bush. So we have had a fabulous life, 30 years.
Matter of fact, your artwork is part of the opening sequence of the show.
Absolutely.
When the family travels as part of this new show, do you go on all the trips now?
We sort of all go. Most of them.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
She sits and paints while we do the work, right?
Tell me about this guy here. This is a python?
Python. Very large, very wiggly.
These are not venomous in terms of they don't bite you with venom. These are stranglers.
Yeah, in fact, we'll put that around your neck.
No, it's okay. So fine. Betsy's got a good handle on him. Tell me about some of the shows you want to do, Jim. What are some of the places you're going to take us in the new program?
Coming up, you know, we've been on since September, but coming up, we're going to do a big snake story in Venezuela, by the way.
And a poisonous snakes episode in Costa Rica.
And one of my favorites is the harpy eagle, the big monkey-eating eagle. So we're going to Panama with the World Center for Birds of Prey and do something on releasing young harpy eagles.
Now, togetherness is a great thing, but when you're traveling as a family, is there ever such a thing as too much time together?
Yeah, but see, they know
he is the bull elephant.
Yeah, they know I can sick a crocodile on them if they get out of hand.
You're the head of the pack, huh? No question about it.
You got to keep that, Pat.
Now, Mark, we're going to bring a box up here on the
Carrie,
counter.
you can step back,
Carrie, you step back, and Betsy will step back. And this is Harriet, Mark.
There, man.
I stand over here. Okay.
And you're going to ask Harriet to go home, Matt.
How long have you been training Harriet?
I've been training Harriet since I was 8 years old.
And was she injured when you first got her?
She flies at Callaway Gardens with Steve. Yes, she was. She was orphaned and injured.
Okay, now all I have to do basically is say those words you told me. I have to shut the door?
Yep, shut the door and then open it when you say. And then open it.
Oh, I get it. I get
Here
it.
we go.
A little theater here. Harriet, go home.
Whoa, there we go. Here, Harriet. Oh, all right. Yeah, go home.
It wasn't bad. Harriet overshot the runway a little bit, but that's okay.
Let's open it up. Here we go. There we go, Harriet. Come on. Good job. Woo!
Bye-bye, Harriet. Thank you very much. Hey, to the Fowler family, good luck with the No Show. Jim, Mark, Carrie, Betsy over there. And you can check your local listings and find out where you can find the new program.
Thanks,
We're
Matt.
back in a moment on a Friday morning, but first, this is Today on NBC.
Only one Quad City area auto complex, John Keaty's GM Superstore, offers Pontiac, GMC, Buick, Cadillac, and Oldsmobile, all in one location. More than 650 new and used cars, trucks, and vans. No one offers a lower price, larger selection, or service weekdays till 9 p.m. Only John Keaty's GM Superstore. And remember, if it's GM, we probably have it.
Hungry for some white, flaky fish? How about delicious, crunchy shrimp? Come in now for the Fish 21-piece crunchy shrimp and more meal. The perfect combination of everything you love about Long John Silver's. You get our famous fish, 21 crunchy shrimp, piping hot hush puppies, crispy fries, and slaw for just $3.99. It's the taste and the deal you can only find at Long John Silver's. The only place to go for that one-of-a-kind taste, Long John Silver's.
The savings are blossoming everywhere at Clavon's Home Furnishings in Geneseo. Clean up with the guaranteed lowest prices, and it's all interest-free until 2003. All the brands you love, Lazy Boy, Bassett, Simmons, Lane, Shaw. And during Clavon's Spring Fling, you can get 2 years with no interest until 2003. Clavon's Home Furnishings, it's just minutes away. Let yourself go.
When your home feels like your home, it's clearly Clavon's.
American singer Eva Cassidy never got the chance to make it big in the United States, but this weekend she's going to the top of the charts in Europe. NBC's Bob Fox.
You can tell the sun in his
One Washington, D.C. musician who sang with her said Eva Cassidy's voice was like honey and cream.
That she could take a melody and go away from the melody, over the melody, under it, and around it, and come back to it just as smooth as anybody I've ever heard in my life.
Insecure, innocent, often edgy. She sang, said her father, not for money.
And you'd have the club full of people and they're eating and drinking and stuff. And slowly this whole thing would just quieten out. And that would just be Eva and the audience. And she killed them.
What is remarkable is not just the talent. What is remarkable is that 5 years after she died from skin cancer at the age of 33, virtually unknown in her own country, Eva Cassidy is now a sensation in Europe.
Is Radio 2 playing the #1 album in the UK at the moment? Courtesy of us, he said smugly. Eva Cassidy, but over the rainbow.
BBC radio producer Paul Walters started playing her music on the air 2 years ago.
The phones lit up, the email went, the faxes. Everybody wanted to know who it was and how they could get hold of a copy.
More than 600,000 copies sold, all without raunchy ad campaigns or tasteless packaging, mostly from word of mouth.
Do you think nobody can improve on Judy Garland, and then Eva Cassidy comes along and hear this different song and it's even better?
At the rustic home in Bowie, Maryland, where she grew up, her father, a part-time sculptor, made a scrap iron statue of an angel, which he says is Eva.
Will you stay with me? Will you be my love?
Her songs are largely the bittersweet variety. They have to do with love and its loss. And I think there's not a human alive who cannot relate to the idea.
In September 1996, her friends in the music business paid Eva Cassidy a tribute, and for once, that lustrous voice almost failed.
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm like, this is my big birthday or something. I don't know. It feels really good.
2 months later, she was dead, leaving memories, melodies, and a voice unlike any other.
She has a beautiful voice. I would love to get a CD of Eva Cassidy singing. I don't know if they're available here in the United States or not, but
find it internet somewhere we can find one.
maybe after this she'll be a big success here, which I guess is bittersweet for her family, but she does have a lovely voice, doesn't she? Anyway, we wanted to mention, by the way, that March, remind you actually, is National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, and if you want to learn more about colorectal cancer, you can go to one of 25,000 chain pharmacies all across the United States and pick up a brochure which has a lot of important information about this second leading cancer killer. And you can also contribute to colon cancer research by giving $1 at the cash register, buying a Caring Star, and that money will be used in very, very good ways. Anyway, still to come in our third hour of today, we're going to check out the Girl Scouts' new look. But first, these messages from your local news.
America, your votes are helping today build a house, and this is the living room you chose. Now it's time to design the dining room. Log on from now until Tuesday at noon and cast your vote. Help Habitat for Humanity as today builds a house.
Live from KWQC-TV 6, this is a Quad Cities Today update.
Good morning, I'm Charles King. It's 5 minutes till 9, and let's take a look at local and regional news now. Well, 3 people have been charged with possession of explosives. They were found in an Iowa City dorm room last night. The Department of Public Safety was called out about 7 o'clock last evening to Burge Hall Dormitory, where materials for making a bomb were found. The building was evacuated and 3 pipe bombs were removed from a room. The 3 charged are 19-year-old Adam Fisher, Nathaniel Krotz, and 18-year-old Andrew Ritchie. They were transported to Johnson County Jail. The boil order that was issued in Fulton, Illinois has now been lifted, so persons living in Fulton no longer have to boil their water. Area farmers concerned over the recent talk of mad cow disease. Many worry that people could be backing away from buying beef for no good reason. KWQC's Matt Davis has more.
Make no mistake, farmers are concerned about disease. Many say they're not thrilled about the USDA moving a herd of potentially tainted sheep across country. But what's an even bigger concern for many is what the coverage could do to consumer confidence.
That's going to start affecting our perception that we will get it, or we do have it, or whatever, which is totally misconceived, and affect our markets over here, yes.
Tonight, mad cow and foot and mouth are hot topics among farmers. Many are gathered for a marketing meeting in Henry County.
We don't want that rumor to get out of hand, because that means there'll be less people buying meat. People will be scared. They won't think that anything's disease-free. And when you have people not buying your product, it gets cheap.
And that could create a financial ripple effect that farmers say they don't need. Right now, many in the agriculture community say concerned consumers should be aware, but not afraid.
We've got some excellent people in control in Washington that's trying to pursue this thing adequately to keep it from getting into the United States, and I think they'll succeed.
Let's move now to our weather forecast. Teresa Bryant will have that for us in just a moment.
It's a wall-to-wall clearance at Flooring Express.
We've got a lot of inventory.
And once in a while, it's gotta go.
So we're clearing it out with discounts on top of our regular 40 to 70% off.
Deep discounts on carpet and vinyl.
Deep discounts on hardwood, laminate, and ceramic.
Prices will never be lower on thousands of square feet of beautiful flooring.
So if you've got floors, don't miss the wall-to-wall clearance going on right now.
At Flooring Express, where now more than ever, better floors cost less.
I'm Sue Toma, Executive Director of the Iowa Broadcasters Association. If you're a graduating Iowa high school senior interested in a radio television career, you should apply for one of 4 broadcast scholarships being offered by the IBA. For over 25 years, IBA has provided broadcast scholarships to Iowa students through the QMAC IBA Endowment Fund. These scholarships may be used at any one of Iowa's 4-year colleges or universities to pursue an education in broadcasting. Obtain an application from this station during regular business hours.
The Gift of Spring, a 7-piece gift that gives you a choice of shades, free with any $20 Estee Lauder purchase. Through March 31st, exclusively at Yonkers.
Looking for skies to become cloudy today. We'll also see a chance for some light rain developing this afternoon. Temperatures should reach a high of 45 degrees. Northwest winds will continue at 5 to 10. Tonight, we'll see cloudy skies, a chance for evening snow showers with lows near 24. Still seeing the clouds as they move through our area. They'll continue throughout the day along with that light rain. Right now, we've got partly cloudy skies, a reading of 36 degrees, humidity at 85%, the barometer holding steady, and winds out of the northwest.
And here at KWQC-TV 6 News with Teresa Bryant, I'm Charles King.
We're back for a third hour of Today on this Friday morning. It is the 23rd day of March. The year is 2001, of course. And after we do a little circular shot of the sky, we've got a nice crowd outside our window for this Friday morning. Yes, lots of spring breakers and just visitors who have come to the Big Apple to see the sights and sounds. And we're happy they're here, as always.
Normally, many of them would have dispersed by now, but they're hanging in there.
They are. They must have heard we've gone to 3 hours.
Yeah, they've heard that the Scottos are going to be out there cooking, and they're looking for some leftovers.
A little spring feast, right?
Absolutely. Scotto family from Fresco here in New York, and they'll be making some wonderful spring Italian dishes.
Yummy. Risotto?
No, I don't think there's risotto. There's a veal chop, there is some orecchiette, there is a great dessert. So things
Making me hungry. Meanwhile, back inside the studio, I'm Katie Couric, along with Matt Lauer and Al Roker. And coming up in this half hour, you might remember that lovely green Girl Scout uniform with the yellow bow tie. Well, it was quite the look when we were growing up. It's about to be replaced, though, as the Scouts move fashion forward. In a few weeks, they'll be sporting a stylish new look. We're going to show you the old and ring in the new.
They're still going to sell cookies.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Also in this hour, we'll wrap up our series on food allergies. This morning, the focus is on peanuts, an allergy that's becoming more and more common in children, and it can be fatal. We'll tell you what foods to avoid, plus some good news. A vaccine may be just a few years away. We'll tell you more about that.
Of course, my nephew has that problem. It's really, really serious. He can't even be around people who have eaten peanuts.
Wow. See, sometimes they breathe the dust of peanuts. It's a problem.
Anyway, also Big Bird?
Big Bird's stopping by. I got to stop by Sesame Street, so Big Bird's going to return the favor. They have a big weather emergency that hits Sesame Street next week. So
and you were a big part of the show.
Yeah,
and I'm sure Leela is going to be thrilled about that.
And finally, she'll think Daddy's cool. So.
Absolutely.
What's the weather emergency? Is it the storm
of the century? Yes. Thank you very much. Who's your buddy? Who's your pal?
You need to retire that abuse.
It's springtime.
But first, John Siegenthaler is here with a look at the morning's news headlines. John, good morning again.
Good morning again, Katie, Matt, and Al. Good morning, everyone. The Mir is history. The Russian space station plummeted into the South Pacific this morning. Russian ground controllers fired the engines on a cargo ship docked to the Mir to guide it into the Earth's atmosphere. The Mir broke up into pieces, providing a spectacular show over Fiji. During its 15-year lifetime, the Mir orbited Earth more than 86,000 times. Today, prosecutors in San Diego County are considering a range of charges against an 18-year-old accused of shooting 5 people at his school Thursday. None of the injuries are life-threatening. Police shot the alleged gunman in the jaw and buttocks. It happened less than a month after a deadly school shooting just a few miles away. There's new evidence today to explain why people who smoke have more wrinkles. A British study reports smoking may switch on a gene that helps destroy collagen. That's the protein that keeps skin elastic. The scientists say smoking damages the skin the same way sunbathing does. And William Hanna, the creator of some of the world's most beloved cartoon characters, is dead. Hanna, with his partner Joseph Barbera, brought to life characters like Fred Flintstone, Yogi Bear, and the Jetsons. He died Thursday at the age of 90.
Why don't we go too?
It's 3 minutes past the hour. Now back to Katie and Matt.
I love his work.
I was going to say Hanna-Barbera, such a big part of our childhoods.
Absolutely, yeah,
anyway,
especially the Jetsons.
Great team. Anyway, Al Roker is outside with a check of the weather. Al?
Thanks a lot, Katie. We're out here. Oh, now, where are you guys from?
Alabama!
Okay, I understand you're from Alabama. Okay, you got her in a hammerlock there. Be careful. Let's take a look, show you what's happening, and you'll see for today, we do have some leftover snow in Maine, 3 to 5 inches, maybe a little more, some wet weather in the Pacific Northwest tomorrow, but today partly cloudy with sunshine and sunny skies, mid-Atlantic states on into the Gulf Coast. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the world.
We'll see skies becoming cloudy across the region today, along with a good chance for some rain showers developing this afternoon. Highs should reach 45 degrees with northwest winds moving at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, we can expect cloudy skies, along with a slight chance for some light evening snow showers. Overnight lows will drop to around 24 degrees. Here's a look at our 6-day planner with temperatures reaching into the 30s for Saturday, near 40 degrees by Sunday. We'll see sunshine through the weekend into the beginning of next week.
Now, thank you very much. This morning, in our final look at food allergies, we'll examine the leading cause of potentially fatal allergic reactions, the peanut. Dr. Hugh Sampson is Chief of Pediatric Allergy and Immunology at Mount Sinai School of Medicine. Dr. Sampson, good morning. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
People are going to hear about peanut allergies. They're going to think these people are allergic to all nuts, and that's not the case.
No, peanuts are a member of the legume family, and tree nuts are a whole separate family, so we really focus on the peanut.
As you know, we've been talking about allergies and intolerance all week long. What's happening in the body to someone when they eat a peanut if they're allergic to peanuts?
Most people's immune system will protect them from various things. In the case of allergy, they make a specific antibody, allergic antibody, that leads to these reactions. So when they ingest it, this antibody will set off a chain of reactions.
And what are the symptoms in that person?
When they first eat the peanut, they may feel some itching or tingling sensation in their mouth, some swelling of their tongue, some tightness in their throat. They may get nausea, cramping in their stomach. They may vomit. Oftentimes they'll get flushing of the skin, hives, breathing difficulties.
And this can happen anywhere from a few minutes after eating a peanut up to about 2 hours.
Correct.
Now, the severe cases, you get something called anaphylaxis.
Correct.
And that can result in death.
Yes, you have a drop in your blood pressure, lose consciousness, and can die.
So what's the immediate course of action for someone who knows they have an allergy or suspects they do, and they start to feel those first symptoms?
We usually arm these patients with medications to start treating themselves immediately. They'll have an antihistamine, they'll have epinephrine in a form that they can inject in themselves to try to reverse the reaction.
I know, I was reading, and one of the things that's disturbing, a lot of people have a reaction because they go to a restaurant and they aren't aware that a peanut product is in one of the meals they order, and they start to feel the symptoms, but because they're in a crowded restaurant, they're embarrassed and they don't act immediately.
That's correct.
And that's a horrible mistake.
That's a big mistake. Yeah, we really encourage people not to be fearful of that, to let their friends know what the problems are. And oftentimes the friends are very helpful in having them deal with their allergy.
And another thing that was surprising to me, for people who have severe forms of this allergy, they don't have to actually eat a peanut to have the symptoms.
Correct. Correct.
What else can they do?
Well, there could be cases where they can just come in contact. For example, someone may kiss an individual who has had something with peanut. There have been cases where people have given mouth-to-mouth resuscitation after they've eaten peanut, which leads to an anaphylactic reaction in a peanut allergic patient. There are some cases where people will actually inhale the dust out of the air, and one of the problems, for example, in airplanes had been that when people pop open the peanut snack, there would be an expulsion of the dust into the air.
And then the recirculated air.
And with the recirculation, there'd be enough protein in the air to induce a reaction.
Some airlines, I think, have stopped serving peanuts just
Many
for
of
that
them
very
have,
reason.
Exactly.
Obviously, people who have the allergy know that they should avoid this right here, but there are
Correct.
other products that may not be so obvious. Take me through some of those.
Well, I think one of the more common things we see is the egg roll. And oftentimes people will go into a restaurant and say, do you use peanut oil? And the restaurant will correctly say no. But it's not uncommon to actually seal the peanut roll with peanut butter. And they'll ingest this and immediately begin to have symptoms. The wok is another big problem because you may cook a meal that has peanut in it, and you'll get residual of the peanut protein in the wok, so that when the next meal comes along, which doesn't have peanut, it actually gets coated.
You've got devil dogs and chili here. I had no idea there were peanut products in those.
Exactly. Occasionally people will put the peanut butter into the chili sauce to give it a unique flavor. If you're not thinking about it, if you're not always asking, you may run into problems. Devil dogs, you'll see it on the label, and that's the critical thing for everyone. Things like M&M plain, you know, you think of it in the peanut containing ones,
Right.
but you don't think of it in the plain. But again, it's clearly listed on the label, and it's just important that people are always reading these labels.
Is this a condition that you're born with, or is this something that kind of has an onset that's gradual over time?
Well, there certainly is a genetic predisposition, or certain families that are more likely to develop it, and it does depend somewhat on exposure. So if you are exposed at a certain period of time, you will develop the allergic reaction.
One of the exciting things for people with this allergy is that I know in particular you were doing some testing on a new drug. It's called anti-IgE, is that correct?
Correct.
Tell me about that.
Well, what the anti-IgE does is I mentioned this allergic antibody that people develop that get the peanut allergy. What this does is tie it up in the body so that it can't function. So what we're looking at is when someone ingests something containing peanut, this antibody can't trigger the reaction. It's not going to be something that we'll expect people can go out and eat, you know, all the peanuts they want, but at least they won't have to worry about, you know, small amounts of peanut protein, say in a chili sauce or in other foods.
But that's different than a vaccine, and I understand a vaccine may be just a few years away as
Correct.
well.
Yeah, with the anti-IgE, it's a monthly shot forever. With the vaccine, we're looking at being able to actually turn the reaction off so that hopefully they would it, in fact, be able to ingest peanuts.
In the meantime, there are some life-saving devices, and you've got a couple of them right here. For people who are having severe allergic reactions to peanuts, and again, they can be fatal, Tell me about these two devices here.
Okay, this is a self-injectable form of epinephrine. We have everyone who's at risk for having an anaphylactic reaction use this. It's very simple to administer. They simply remove the cap. We really encourage people to hold it in their fist, not put their thumb over it, because in the excitement of a reaction, you may actually do it the wrong way. It's simply pressing against the thigh. It will inject the epinephrine, which is life-saving.
Immediate relief?
Usually immediate relief, right.
And for people who have the condition, you recommend these Medic Alert bracelets?
Yeah, we're very eager that they carry these bracelets, because there are occasional times when someone may have such an immediate reaction and then lose consciousness. The EMTs would arrive and not really understand what the situation is, and if they see this on the bracelet, they could then know what to do.
And as a matter of fact, you suggest if you call 911 because you're having a reaction, tell them on the phone that you're having anaphylaxis so they can bring the proper equipment.
That's absolutely right, because most states do not have epinephrine on their ambulances. There are only 11 states that actually allow the ambulance to carry epinephrine.
Dr. Hugh Sampson, good luck to you, and let us know how you progress with the drug and the vaccine.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate your time.
Sure.
10 minutes past the hour. If you'd like more information on peanut allergies, you can log on to our website at today.msnbc.com. And up next, we'll check out the Girl Scouts' new hipper look. And still to come on today, the Scotto family of New York's Fresco restaurant is here cooking up a special spring feast. And actor Morris Chestnut talks about his new movie. It's a comedy called The Brothers. But first, these messages.
That's no, but I can't believe I waited so long to ask my doctor. It was just a couple of toenails, except they're all thick-like and yellow.
I tried treating it myself from the outside. Nothing worked. So finally, I just asked him. You know what he told me? It's an infection.
An infection? One that lives deep inside and under the nail.
He told me about Lamisil tablets. It's a prescription medicine that treats it deep in there where the infection lives. Not just on the surface. Nails it from the inside out. Hey, it's the #1 prescription for this infection.
After 3 months of treatment, I saw clear nails starting to grow.
Now my nails are looking good.
Lamisil isn't for people with liver or kidney problems. Rarely, serious side effects on the liver or serious skin reactions were reported, so your doctor may do blood tests. Other side effects, including headache, symptoms of stomach upset, indigestion, and rash, were generally mild.
Hey, you can't treat this yourself from the outside. You gotta see the doctor and ask him if Lamisil tablets are right for you.
Lamisil tablets. Nail the infection from the inside out.
The timeless beauty of ancient treasures recreated in the new Sunwash collection by Karastan. Rugs so magnificent you'll mistake them for the original antiques that inspired them. Karastan Sunwash creates a soft appearance and rich patina that's perfect for today's more casual lifestyle. And for a limited time, they're available at great introductory savings. Visit your authorized Karastan dealer today and enjoy the warm beauty of Sunwash.
Want another way to look at Colgate Total? New Colgate Total Plus Whitening. The same 12-hour protection as Colgate Total, only whiter.
There have been a lot of headaches in this house, but only one headache medicine, Tylenol. The #1 choice of doctors for headaches, because sometimes the difference between noise and music is all in your head.
We all remember what Girl Scout uniforms used to look like when we were kids, but times are changing and the Scouts are moving fashion forward with a whole new look. Most of the nation's almost 3 million Girl Scouts will soon be sporting stylish new duds. Here with the preview is Marty Evans, National Director of the Girl Scouts of the USA and a former Admiral with the U.S. Navy. Very nice to have you here. Welcome.
Nice to be here with you.
Before we talk about the uniforms, Scouting is about so much more than clothing, and I want to emphasize that. And is it as popular as it was, say, when I was growing up?
Well, it sure is. We have nearly 3 million girls today, and our membership is actually growing, and we want it to grow even more because it's so important for girls to have the Girl Scout experience.
Why do you think it's so important?
Because we help girls develop in a very positive way. They work with caring adult mentors. They learn about themselves. They learn to respect others.
They learn community service, and I was going to say special skills when they earn merit badges, for example.
Everything from computers to competitive sports, they do it all in Girl Scouts.
And you must think probably now more than ever, as they say here at NBC News, Scouting is needed, especially, you know, we're just inundated with these terrible stories about what's going on in schools across the country, and girls are so influenced by all the images of sex and violence, and boys too, that they see on a daily basis almost.
Exactly right, and we provide them that safe space where they can talk about some of the concerns, and we know that girls sometimes aren't listened to. Girl Scouting gives girls the opportunity to be listened to and to say what's on their mind.
Now, why was it important for you all to update the look, change the uniforms?
Well, for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's part of an overall updating that we're doing. We're introducing 17 new badges, and those badges include things like Make It Matter, which has to do with chemical engineering and mechanical engineering.
Which is fantastic, you know, a traditionally male area.
Absolutely. And some other adventure activities for girls. So the uniform is just part of that updating, and it's to freshen it up and give girls a chance to feel like they're really sharp.
Right, and you know, you don't want girls to feel at all geeky by being in the Girl Scouts, right, because in some quarters it's probably thought to be a little on the nerdy side, and it certainly isn't, and I think you want those uniforms to reflect that, right?
I think these uniforms are going to have a big message about Girl Scouting is not nerdy. It's fun, it's a lot of adventure,
and it's cool.
Doing good things. It's cool.
All right, real quickly, we're just going to show people through the ages. This is one of the first Girl Scout uniforms, right?
It's a 1919 uniform, and what's remarkable about this uniform is it's one of the first ones that wasn't homemade. It was actually a ready-made uniform, and that girl earned the laundress badge, which doesn't exist today.
Oh, that's funny. So, I'm glad it doesn't. Right. Boy, I wouldn't do very well in that department. Okay, and then we have this updated look, slightly.
Well, slightly. This is a 1948 uniform, and the reason it's green is because green was one of the only dyes available in the shortages in World War II.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Right.
Yeah.
It was designed by Mambo Shea, who designed elegant evening dresses and the uniforms for women in the armed services. So he designed a number of uniforms for us. And what's remarkable about this uniform is there's a radio and TV badge on it.
Oh, wow.
And 1948, TV was just coming out. So we were right at the very beginning of, right there.
Oh, okay, I see.
So
you have a little radio tower.
In those days.
Well, not quite that long ago, Marty. But anyway, this is the uniform I actually wore when I was a Girl Scout. And I think we even have a photo of me in my very sporty Girl Scout outfit there. I was a little angry at my dad that day, and that's why I had that little sour look on my face. But you know, and also I didn't know how to sit in a ladylike position. Other than that, okay, lose the picture, Joe. Thank you very much.
This is the 1963 uniform, and what's remarkable is that it lasted for 15 years in the inventory. And of course, it had a beret hat. All of our uniforms in those days had hats that went with them.
And then later on, this was this a cadet outfit or is this a leader outfit?
No, this is a senior Girl Scout outfit from 1971, and look at the purple tie. It was in the days of the sort of mod clothing.
Right.
And what's remarkable about this uniform is it's really kind of an unofficial and an official uniform. The official uniform had slacks that went under this kind of tunic.
Oh.
The unofficial uniform, they ditched the slacks and wore the mini dress.
Oh, I see. So they wanted to be very hip in that way. This then is from what years?
This is a 1973 cadet Girl Scout uniform.
Right, and that's for girls in junior high school, right?
Girls in this day were 12 to 14 when they wore it, and of course it's a polyester fabric, again with the hat.
And then we have this one. This is very, very chic.
This is the cadet senior uniform, and what's exciting about this is that we merged the two so that girls from 12 to 17 wore it. Of course, bright colors, fashions of the times. It's the first uniform without a hat that went with it.
Okay.
So we were trend-setting when women stopped wearing hats.
We're almost out of time, so I want to show real quickly the new uniform. So girls, you can come out. First we have Christina Carabello. Is that right, Christina? She's a junior Girl Scout from Troop 315. She's got the cargo shorts, polo shirt, and sort of a nice green zippered sweatshirt, which is great, and very casual, very campy in a good way. And then we've got our next model, Teresa Wang. Hi, Teresa. How are you? Tell us about this, Marty.
Well, this is a skirt, and we know that girls like it because they were part of our test samples to tell us exactly what they wanted to wear.
Well, you're a junior Girl Scout, is that right? Well, you look terrific. Do you like scouting? This is really cute.
Well, she might wear this for a community service project, or she might wear it as a troop activity working on a global awareness badge.
Now we have Jasmine. Thank you so much. Now we have Jasmine Cruz, and she's a senior Girl Scout. And Jasmine, you feel fine wearing that, don't you?
Yeah.
You look great. And how has scouting been good for you?
Yes, it's been an amazing experience.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Now, this is a stretch fabric, which is a little
great.
different.
Oh, that's very comfortable, I'm sure. Thanks, Jasmine. And finally, we have Bree Leggio. Is that right? Did I pronounce it correctly, Bree? Okay, and Bree is a cadet from Troop 4382, and she's got sort of another casual look with all the merit badges. Pretty impressive, Bree. That's terrific. Anyway, so obviously you're going to hope to attract a whole new generation of Girl Scouts. Why don't you all say, oh, you guys can have a little picnic. Nice to meet you all, and thank you for coming in. And Marty, thank you so much for coming by and telling us about the new Girl Scout look. Good luck to all of you. Thanks very much, and we'll be back with more of Today right after this.
My migraines were disrupting my life, and my medicine just dulled the pain. A friend told me about Imitrex.
It really works for me.
Then I heard about it from my doctor, and now this. Physicians at the National Headache Foundation recognize Imitrex as an effective migraine treatment.
Imitrex targets your total migraine, the pain, nausea, sensitivity to light and sound. Imitrex was the first medicine of its kind, believed to target the nerves and blood vessels that can trigger your total migraine without drowsiness.
What really sold me on Imitrex? I tried it.
Imitrex is not right for everyone or every migraine. If you have certain types of heart or blood vessel disease or uncontrolled blood pressure, you shouldn't take Imitrex. Very rarely, certain people, even some without heart disease, have had serious heart-related problems. So talk to your doctor, especially if you have risk factors for heart disease such as smoking, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol, or if you're pregnant, nursing, or taking medication.
If migraines are disrupting your life, tell your doctor and target your total migraine with Imitrex.
I will not stop. I will not let age or joint pain slow me down. I will run and chase my take. Wait a second. That's a squirrel. New Pedigree Joint Care Dog Treats, promoting healthy joints in dogs.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
Kermit the Frog here.
Come up and see me sometime. Who doesn't? It was the best of times.
It's time for the JCPenney shopping spree. With 25% off throughout the entire store, you'll need all the reinforcements you can muster.
Everybody ready?
It's all inside. Better find room. The shopping spree at JCPenney.
It's a law of physics. The only man on the plane with a cold will sit next to you. Thank goodness for Kleenex tissues. Kleenex Cold Care has 3 germ-blocking layers to help keep germs where they belong.
We're midway through our special Today Builds a House project, and now it's time for you to vote for your favorite dining room. Bloomingdale's is donating the room, including furniture, chandeliers, Karastan rugs, and Villeroy and Bach crystal, china, and flatware. So thank you, Bloomingdale's. Here are your 4 choices. First, the Avalon with the dark round table and clean, sleek lines. Then there is the Cabo, which has a tropical island feel with a glass and woven rattan table. The Regency, meanwhile, has an elegant round table with a warm cherry finish and an oriental-style rug. And finally, Tradewinds has a rectangular table influenced by 19th century British colonial designs.
Very well done.
Thank
Here's
you.
the deal. You have until noon on Tuesday to cast your vote. Just log on to our website at today.msnbc.com. And as always, we'll announce the winning choice on Wednesday. And then when we auction the house off, the money will go to Habitat for Humanity.
Still to come this morning on Today, the Scotto family and Big Bird. But first, these messages.
What it is. What it feels like. What it is. What it feels like. What it is.
We know what social anxiety can feel like, and Paxil can help. Over 10 million people suffer from overwhelming anxiety that significantly impairs work or social life, and a chemical imbalance could be to blame. Paxil, the only medication proven effective for social anxiety disorder, works to correct this imbalance. Paxil is not for everyone. Tell your doctor what medicines you're taking. People taking MAOI should not take Paxil. Paxil side effects may include decreased appetite, dry mouth, sweating, nausea, constipation, sexual side effects in men and women, yawn, tremor, or sleepiness. With time, your doctor's help, and Paxil, life can feel like life again. Paxil, your life is waiting.
Introducing 3 toothbrushes in 1, the new Aquafresh Flex Tip Max Active. Its extra yellow tip helps clean tight spots ordinary brushes may miss. It has a firm grip, and it flexes here to be gentle on gums. New Aquafresh Flex Tip Max Active. It's 3 toothbrushes in 1.
It's allergy season again. Where should you turn for relief? Benadryl? Or the leading prescription? It may surprise you to know, medical studies prove histamine-blocking Benadryl to be a full 54% more effective than the leading prescription. 54% more effective at relieving even your worst allergy symptoms like runny noses. It's a real eye-opener, isn't it? Benadryl, proven 54% more effective.
Capture the light. Capture the glow. Capture a whole new way to brighten your skin. Introducing Skin Lights. 5 new light effects that illuminate your skin instead of covering it up. Introducing Revlon Skin Lights.
Live from KWQC-TV 6, this is a Quad Cities Today update.
Good morning, I'm Charles King. It's time now to take a look at local and regional news. Up to 63,000 Iowans face a shutoff of their utility service. A measure to stop the shutoffs failed to gain legislative action. Increases in natural gas prices and a very cold winter have left consumers battered, and lawmakers have struggled to respond. The Iowa legislature did approve a 2-month suspension of the sales tax on utility bills, and they're gradually phasing out that tax entirely. And a state law prevents utility companies from shutting off service to consumers behind on their bills during winter months, but that prohibition ends April 1st. Will Wall Street take another roller coaster ride today? The Dow luckily dropped only 98 points at the close yesterday afternoon, but the index nearly lost 400 points earlier and was sliding far into bear territory. Quad City investor Marilyn Gross is one of many retirees taking a big hit. She's lost 25% of her portfolio, which includes tech stocks, bonds, mutual funds. She says potential retirees are thinking twice before they pull their money.
A lot of them are not retiring. They're afraid to because of the market. They're afraid that they can't recover.
Despite a downward trend, analysts are optimistic about the recent interest rate cut. They say we should see some positive results from that in the next 6 to 12 months. And Bush administration officials say the president will nominate an Iowa farmer to serve as Undersecretary of Agriculture for Rural Development. Bush's pick is said to be 54-year-old Thomas Dorr, President and Chief Executive Officer of Dorr's Pine Grove Farm Company, a corn and soybean farm in Marcus, Iowa. Senator Charles Grassley says he is pleased to see an Iowan nominated for that position. Time now for our weather forecast, and Teresa Bryant has that coming up in just a moment.
Who could tell me what builds strong bones? Anybody know that one? Milk, milk. What goes with pie? Milk, milk. What goes with beans?
I'm in. I don't want to hit.
Should have had your milk.
Get out.
N, Q.
Q? Close?
What about a K?
No, G.
What about an X?
X, X. Seriously.
I'll have a root beer.
You'll have a milk. Say it with me. Osteo.
G.
Want strong bones? Calcium may help prevent osteoporosis.
Bingo.
We'll see skies becoming cloudy across the region today. Also a chance for a little bit of light rain developing this afternoon. High temperatures should reach 45 degrees with northwest winds moving at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, looking for cloudy skies, a chance for a light evening snow showers with overnight lows near 24. You can see the clouds already moving in across parts of the bi-state region. Still a little bit of sunshine here and there, but for the most part, we'll be seeing cloud cover today. Those clouds bringing in some precipitation to our region. Mainly light snow across the western edge of Iowa, tracking into the eastern portions, changing over to rain. We'll head back to Katie, Matt, and the rest of the Today Show.
Tonight, the ultimate test, Mount Everest. And this climber is blind, going to the top of the world, the first steps of an incredible journey. NBC Nightly News tonight.
Back now for a final half hour of Today on this Friday morning, the 23rd day of March in the year 2001, and take a look at some of the diehards who are outside for the entire 3 hours. We thank them for that. It's a spring weekend, a getaway weekend for some. We'll talk about that, some vacation time coming up. But meanwhile, back inside the studio, I'm Matt Lauer, along with Katie Kirk, Al Roker, and John Siegenthaler of NBC News, who's filling in while Ann is taking some time off this week. Coming up in this half hour, it may not feel actually like spring temperature-wise, but the calendar says it is. And so, the Scottos of the New York restaurant Fresco are here. They're preparing a spring feast using seasonal ingredients, and it looks great out there.
I can't wait.
Oh, that sounds good. We're also looking forward to a visit from Big Bird. He's going to be dropping in to tell us about a hurricane that hit Sesame Street and one very special weatherman who dealt with the storm of the century for them.
Wonder who that could be.
Is he accurate, this weatherman?
No.
Oh, I know.
Ooh. You'll go ahead, hit him.
Yeah, he's my buddy. He's my pal.
Meanwhile, if you're planning to go to a movie this weekend and unfortunately you're not going on vacation, well, actor Morris Chestnut hopes you'll choose a comedy called The Brothers. He'll be here in this half hour to tell us all about that.
Actually, you're supposed to say The Brothers.
Oh, yeah. The Brothers. And I asked them the last time they were here for Weekend Today, I said, so, are you all really brothers? And he was like, no, you nerdy white girl.
Anyway, we're going to be back with a check of the weather and Big Bird right after these messages.
Ever notice how many Tums you have around because your heartburn keeps coming back? There's a neater idea. New Pepcid Complete. It works as fast as Tums, but lasts 7 times longer, all in a chewable tablet. New Pepcid Complete. Just one, and heartburn's gone.
Can you believe it? My husband, Nolan Ryan, has arthritis. So his doctor says stay active and take Advil to make it easier. I take it for my arthritis pain, so we can exercise together.
Advil, stronger than pain.
Now at Zales, get this 1-carat 3-stone diamond anniversary band for just $19.99. For love that lasts from the past to the present and into the future. At Zales stores nationwide or shop online at zales.com.
I'm in a payphone. I'm not from here. I took my shopping bags when I turned around to grab the purse. The cab was gone. No, I didn't. I'm very calm, sir. I just left my wallet with $1,000 in the cab. It's all my cash. I have nothing. Excuse me? No, I didn't get the driver's name. You don't understand. I'm on vacation. Everything is in that cab.
I used to be afraid to let them live in the living room. The dirt, the spills, the wear and tear. But since I found Rainbow, no more worries.
At Rainbow International, we do more than clean carpets. We bring carpets back to life. Rainbow International, because appearance is everything.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today.
I should have used Preparation H.
New Preparation H medicated wipes with aloe, the easy way to cleanse, cool, and soothe. Easier because they're 4 times bigger than Tux pads. New Preparation H medicated wipes. Big relief.
Roundup.
What, Papa?
Roundup. Never forget that name. It will be your greatest enemy when you take over the weed family.
Me? Leave the family? Papa!
Pay attention. No Roundup is twice as strong now. Faster than ever. It kills right down to the root.
Stronger. Faster. No!
Yes, and there's no growing back.
So when I take over, we'll all be dead?
New Roundup, twice as strong, faster than ever. Roundup, no root, no weed, no problem.
Operator, I'd like to make a collect call, please. First name Bob, last name is We Oughta Baby Eats a Boy.
Hello?
Collect call for Mr. Bob. We Oughta Baby Eats a Boy.
Sorry, wrong number.
Who's that, dear?
Bob, they had a baby. It's a boy.
Oh.
Don't cheat the phone company. Save money the legal way. Call Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Time now for a check of the weather, and for that we turn to Mr. Roker.
All righty, thank you, Mr. Lauer. Let's check it out, show you what's going on for the weekend. Wet weather from the Pacific Northwest into central California, wet weather West Texas on to eastern Texas, and some snow in northern Maine. And Sunday, we're looking at snow showers around the Great Lakes on into the northeast. We're also expecting some showers from the southeastern Atlantic states into the Gulf Coast. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
We'll see skies becoming cloudy across the region today, along with a good chance for some rain showers developing this afternoon. Highs should reach 45 degrees, with northwest winds moving at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, we can expect cloudy skies, along with a slight chance for some light evening snow showers. Overnight lows will drop to around 24 degrees. Here's a look at our 6-day planner with temperatures reaching into the 30s for Saturday, near 40 degrees by Sunday. We'll see sunshine through the weekend into the beginning of next week.
In the southeast and also on
Mr. Roker!
Oh, hey!
Mr. Roker!
Big Bird, good to see you.
Oh, Mr. Roker, it's good to see you, too.
Good to see you.
Oh, I just wanted to come by. Oh, let me take a seat
Sure, here.
I just wanted to come by and say thank you, Mr. Roker.
Well, thanks for what, Big Bird?
Well, thanks for letting everybody on Sesame Street know about the hurricane.
Oh, that's right. A terrible hurricane hit Sesame Street.
Yeah. And thanks to you, everyone on Sesame Street knew that the hurricane was coming and we were able to get ready for it.
See, Big Bird, that's right. You know I can forecast the weather correctly. Not
That's
like
right.
some people! Now, how did you get ready for it, Big Bird?
Well, let's see. Bob and Maria and Gordon and all my friends, we all started taping up windows and getting lots of food and water. And, we got lots of batteries for our flashlights and radios.
Well, I'm glad you guys were prepared.
Yeah. But even though we were ready for the storm, I was still really scared.
Well, you know, Big Bird, that's okay because serious weather can not only frighten kids, but it can frighten adults as well.
Oh, yeah, we were all scared. And the storm was really, really bad.
I know it was, Big Bird.
Oh, and you know what happened during the storm, Al?
What happened?
My nest was blown away.
Oh.
My home gone. All that was left were some twigs.
Oh, Big Bird, I'm really sorry to hear that. You must have been very, very sad.
Oh, I sure was. Oh, and I was mad, too. I was sad and I was mad all at the same time.
Wow, you sound a lot like Matt. I can understand that. You know, losing your home is a really terrible thing. You had every right to be upset.
Yeah, but luckily, even though the storm blew away my nest, it didn't blow away my friends. They really helped me.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Big Bird.
Yeah, and in the end, you know what I found out, Mr. Roker?
What did you find out?
That I know how to build a nest.
You do?
Yeah. I never knew I knew, but I knew. I knew how to build a nest, and me and all my friends, we rebuilt my nest, and I really love it.
Oh, that's really great, Big Bird.
Yeah. And I built a little nest here for you, too.
Oh, this nest?
That's the one. It's for you, Mr. Roker.
For me?
Because you deal with bad weather, you know, every day. And in case your home ever blows away in a storm, you can sleep in this.
Wow, really, thanks a lot, Big Bird.
Well, now that I look at it, might be a little small.
Well, that's okay, Big Bird. It's perfect. And given some of my jokes, I lay plenty of eggs.
Well,
so
you could wear it as a hat.
Well,
bye, Mr. Roker.
Thanks a lot, Big Bird.
Yeah.
And if you want to see the whole story of how Big Bird and all his Sesame Street friends dealt with the hurricane, make sure you tune into Sesame Street's special 5-part series airing on PBS March 26th through March 30th. And I understand also, Big Bird, that there's another little bird on Sesame Street just got born named Jack.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wow. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, Big Bird.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Say hi to Bert and Ernie for me, too.
Oh, I will.
Okay. Katie talks with actor Morris Chestnut about his new movie, The Brothers. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Hungry for some white, flaky fish? How about delicious, crunchy shrimp?
Come in now for the Fish 21-piece crunchy shrimp and more meal. The perfect combination of everything you love about Long John Silver's. You get our famous fish, 21 crunchy shrimp, piping hot hush puppies, crispy fries, and slaw for just $3.99. It's the taste and the deal you can only find at Long John Silver's. The only place to go for that one-of-a-kind taste, Long John Silver's.
You'd like to remodel, find a stress-free way to go from concept to reality in just one day. Just one day. Now that's a concept that we understand. Remodel fast with concept that now you can. For stress-free remodeling, we know the way. We know that's why so many customers shower us with praise. From concept to reality in just one day.
The final weeks are here.
Before selected Shopko locations are closed forever.
And we've slashed prices again.
Everything now at least 40 and up to 70% off.
Toys, patio furniture, bed and bath.
Clothing and active shoes for the whole family, 40% off.
Men's and boys' activewear, watches and games, 50% off.
All fine jewelry, gold, silver, and gemstones, 70% off.
But hurry, these are the final weeks.
And your final chance to take at least 40 and up to 70% off everything. Before selected Shopko locations are closed forever.
Everything is drastically discounted. Sexton Ford is defrosting prices store-wide. With any car or truck you buy, Sexton will add a turkey fryer. We'll take anything in trade and guarantee $2,000 trade allowance on any 95 or newer used car. Our big price defrost includes 0.9 to 3.9% APR for up to 60 months. Rebates up to $5,000 and no payments for 90 days. Hurry to Sexton for the store-wide price defrost. It's an icebreaker.
Oh yeah, Sexton Ford is the talk of the town.
Everyone, of course, dreams of the perfect relationship, and the characters in the new movie, the brothers, are no different. They just have a few issues to work through first.
So you know that little girl, Jack?
Yeah, she's one of my patients. I'm a doctor.
Why do you say it like that?
Like what?
Like, I'm a doctor. I'm Zeus, king of the gods.
Oh, no, I didn't mean it that way.
No, I know you didn't. I'm a freelance photographer. But I guess you could see that.
An artist. I like that. What does your boyfriend think about you being an artist?
That's smooth. But I don't have a boyfriend, and I'm not looking for one.
Good. Because I don't have a girlfriend. And I'm not looking for one.
Good. Morris Chestnut plays one of four friends looking for love, or maybe not. Hi, Morris. Good morning.
You look nice.
Well, thank you very much. So do you.
Thank you.
So tell me, how would you describe this movie? It's about four guys who are brothers, but not really brothers.
Right,
They're brothers, you know, like in the, hi, what are you doing? In the African-American sense, brothers,
well, what it
right?
is, it's four guys who have been lifelong friends. So they've been friends for so long, they call themselves the brothers, you know?
Right.
We just coined ourselves the brothers.
And it's really sort of how they're making their way in life as they get a little bit older,
right,
and feeling, it's not really the biological clock, but it's something like that. They're feeling like, hey, we need to hook up, it's time to grow up and get on with our lives, right?
Right, right. Certain things happen in the movie that cause us to somewhat like explore and evaluate our relationship situation.
Right, and you are a commitment phobe, your character.
My character is very commitment phobic. He's having a difficult time finding love, and when he does find love, he's having a difficult time dealing with love.
That's right. At one point he says he dated 3 girls in 2 months.
Yes.
And he's a pediatrician, young,
Yes.
upwardly mobile guy. In fact, all the characters in this movie are very successful black professionals. Was that important to you, Morris, when it came to taking that role?
Yeah, because, you know, the gang genres of the past, like, decade, it kind of, like, put out a lot of negative images out there. And now I think the trend has changed, and it's great and very refreshing to see positive, affluent, young black men on screen.
Well, that was the case when you were in the movie The Best Man, right? I mean, and so did you consciously say, I want a role that shows African Americans in a good light, really contributing to society in a positive way?
Well, what I do is when I read a script, I just, like, if it jumps out at me and it makes me feel emotionally, you know, and however I feel after I read a script. I mean, after I read this script, after I read The Best Man, I was very refreshed. I was like, wow, you know, I would love to play these characters. I think the role in The Best Man, as well as this role in The Brothers Here Today, was just a great role, and I just really wanted to be a part of it.
Now, this is not a family movie. You and I were talking. I mean, it's quite you know, it's very sexual, this movie. I mean, I don't want to say sexual. That's probably not the right way. It's very open about sexuality in a way that I wouldn't want, for example, my daughter going to this movie. I mean, it is an adult comedy, right? I just think people need to know that going in, right?
Oh, well, most definitely. It is an adult comedy. I believe
What's it rated?
It's rated R.
Rated R,
It's rated R, yeah. So it is an adult comedy. I don't think little Jimmy from the 8th grade would want to come see this movie.
No, definitely not. Unless he wants to learn a lot.
Yeah, he would want to come see it, but I don't think he should come see it.
But sort of everything is dealt with in a very sort of upfront, unabashed manner, which I think in a way is refreshing. Because it is how people talk, it is how people lead their lives, and sometimes that's sort of sugar-coated in films.
Our writer-director, Gary Hardwick, he doesn't know the meaning of sugarcoat. He's right out front with it, and you know he did a great job in intertwining the stories, and he does a great job balancing the comedy and the drama to the piece. It's a very strong movie. I'm very proud of it because it has a lot of elements. It's funny, it's sad, it's emotional. There's a lot of depth to it, and it has a lot of messages in there that are kind of disguised with all the comedy.
Right.
So he's done a great job in working out that script.
With your co-stars, who I met in the makeup room as well, they're all so nice. D.L. Hughley, Bill Bellamy, Shamar Moore.
Yes, Shamar Moore.
Did you all become pretty tight in the making of this movie? Because you do have this incredible friendship that on screen anyway.
Yeah, you know what I say, Gary Hardwick and Clint Culpepper, the head of the studios, they did a great job in putting us all together because we each brought different things to the piece, and Bill and DL, they're comedians, and Shamar and I were actors, and just the balance between the two was just so great, and we had a great time. And the funny thing about it was, Bill and DL, on Friday nights, they would go off to do their stand-up or whatever. So Monday through Friday, they're working out their material on us. You know what I'm saying? So Shamar and I were the butt of a lot of the jokes. And after a while, it got kind of hurtful, but no, it was great. We had a great time.
It must have been fun. You know, do you think that black actors and directors are making a lot of strides, Morris? I mean, are you encouraged by what you see?
Most definitely. You know, I am encouraged by what I see. You know, I think it can get better, but I'm not complaining because the trend, like I say, is shifting. There's been more production with black actors and black directors. You know, but we're not the only minority. You know, there are Hispanics, you know, there's Asians. There are a lot of other minorities that are in a lot worse position than we are.
Yeah, because things have been looking up with things like Love and Basketball, The Nutty Professor, Scary Movie, which of course had black directors. And that movie, now that was dirty, but it was funny, wasn't it?
Like ours.
Yeah.
You know,
no, yours is not as dirty as Scary Movie. It's not as dirty and raunchy as Scary
Movie, right? But it's funny, right?
Yeah, oh, it is. It's very funny. I really enjoyed it.
And the issues in this movie, the theme of this movie is very universal for everyone can come to.
Yeah, that's true. And I like the way you all made a lot of references to pop culture, you know, goofing on Waiting to Exhale and things like that. So it feels very fresh.
Yes, very much
Well, Morris Chestnut, good luck to you. And the movie's called The Brothers. Oh, yeah, real quickly.
I just want to say, happy birthday, Mommy. I love you. That's my mother. I love you. Happy birthday.
And happy birthday. What's her name?
Shirley Chestnut.
Happy birthday, Shirley.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
The Brothers opens today, by the way.
Today, yes.
Today. Anyway, now here's Matt.
All right, Katie, thank you very much. This morning, the Scottos are on today's kitchen. They take us into the new season with a brand new springtime menu. Marion, Anthony, Rosanna, Elena Scotto, and Chef Stefano Battistini are here to take us from the great restaurant Fresco here in New York City to the tables outside our studio in Rockefeller Center. Great to have you. Happy spring.
Thank you.
Doesn't feel like spring, does it?
No.
It's cold out here, Marion. It really is. What are you going to... Do you really change the menu at the restaurant dramatically when the seasons change?
Of course we do. And we brought you today the best of the season.
Okay, we're going to make tuna carpaccio.
Yes. And it's got frisee lettuce underneath and some crab meat, lump crab meat, and we're going to drizzle it with some soy vinaigrette that is made with a little soy, balsamic vinegar, and olive oil.
Now, basically, you're taking tuna that is raw.
Raw.
Okay, now, if people have a problem with raw fish, you can substitute something else for that?
You can do smoked salmon, you can do a thinly sliced ham, you can do anything you want to do.
And it's pounded nice and thin, and it makes a wonderful spring dish. You have a salad here.
This is our spring salad.
It's a little unusual, though.
It is. It's fennel, and it's grapefruit, and it's gorgonzola cheese, and it's pistachio nuts. Now, you're going to say to me, why pistachio?
Why pistachio nuts?
They're cultivated in Italy, and it's a very big Italian nut.
Now, when you put cheese and fruit and nuts together, you have to have a different dressing. What'd you put in this one?
This is a grapefruit vinaigrette. It's made with grapefruit, lemon, and olive oil. and it's wonderful.
A little lighter than perhaps the traditional dressing on a salad.
Yes.
All right, Marion, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Stefano, how are you?
Hi, Matt.
Nice to see you. You're going to make orecchiette with what? Peas and asparagus?
Yeah, fresh asparagus, nice and spring. I have my orecchiette coming out of the water.
Which is basically, it's a little cup-shaped pasta.
Yeah, it's a tiny ear pasta.
Right. Now, you put the asparagus in there and the peas. Did you cook them first?
Yes, I cooked the peas first a little bit, also the asparagus, and I'm going to add a little puree, which I made out of a sweet peas, some prosciutto, thin sliced raw prosciutto, some Parmesan cheese.
Yeah.
And in the end, I'm going to toss it with a little bit of olive oil.
Yeah, because you don't have much liquid in there right now.
Exactly. So a nice and fresh, springy-looking pasta. You toss it in.
So just to recap here, the pasta was cooked first, it was boiled.
Yeah.
The vegetables were cooked just a little bit.
Quick, yeah.
And you combine them with the other ingredients and toss them
Have a nice
around,
little
and that's
crunchy
finished.
taste to it.
This next dish you have here I've never heard of. This is what, artichoke parmesan?
Yeah, it's a little bit different take on the veal parmesan. We make it with artichokes. We just kind of bread it with some mozzarella. We bake it in the oven. Some Parmesan cheese and tomato sauce.
Fantastic. Stefano, always good to see you. Thank you very much. Hello, Anthony. Nice to see you. I love veal chops. Tell me how you're making this
one.
one.
You've had our veal chop at Fresco.
I've had the normal veal chop, the thicker veal chop.
So what we do is we butterfly the veal chop. We then, which is here, sir.
Is that hard to do?
No. You just cut it right in half. You leave the bone the way it is.
But you order a regular veal chop and then you do it at home, or you can have the butcher do it for you.
Exactly right. You'll flour this to begin with, lightly flour it. You'll then put it in an egg wash, sir, and then you'll put it in your breadcrumbs. You need the flour to start with.
Okay, do you season the breadcrumbs?
You'll season the breadcrumb, or you could season the veal chop before or afterwards.
Okay. You pan fry it.
Pan saute it.
Can you broil it also?
You can broil it, but you need a little olive oil in there to start with.
Okay.
To finish this dish, simply you're going to take tomatoes. Red and yellow is what we started with. You have fresh arugula, thyme, olive oil, vinegar, and we use cannellini bean at the restaurant just to show a little Italian flavor to it.
And this is a very traditional springtime Italian dish.
Sir.
I love your shirt and tie combination. You're looking dapper as always. Hello, Rosanna.
Hello, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
If you're feeling a little crabby, I always say you gotta bite back the crab that bit you. You know what I mean?
You're the first person I've ever heard say that. This is what is a soft shell crab?
Soft shell crabs. It's an American favorite. Soft shell crab season starts next month. And what we've done, we've added a little Italian accent to it. We've already sauteed our soft shell crabs. Then we add a lemon, oil, and garlic sauce to it.
Don't mind my finger, but I want to.
Go right to it.
Oh, that's good.
Then a slice of mozzarella, a little tomato, put it in between panino bread. Now, if you have a sandwich press, you can grill it that way, but at home, this is what I do. Pat of butter in the frying pan, put a pot on top or, you know, a plate, and then just brown it on both sides.
Until the cheese has a chance to melt a little bit
then
there.
Dig into it.
Man, that is good. That's really good. Rosanna, thank you very much. Hello, Elena.
Hi. How
nice
are
to
you?
see you. As
Nice
usual,
to
you
see
have
you.
dessert, and what are we making today?
We are making zabaglione. Difficult to say, very easy to make. We start with yolks of the egg, sugar,
Lots of
marsala
sugar.
wine, and we're going to keep whisking until it gets a custard-like feel to it.
Right.
Outside, of course, it'll probably take about 35 minutes. Inside, about 2.
Okay.
Okay. This is what it should look like, and we love serving it with fresh strawberries. It's a great way to end a meal, very light. You could substitute the marsala wine with champagne. You could use orange juice, coffee.
Some people have a problem with raw eggs.
It's cooked.
Cooked eggs?
Yes, it's actually cooked.
Oh, you're doing it right now. I see.
Yes, we
Okay,
do
great.
it until the egg is cooked, so there's actually no danger
All
in
right,
it.
fantastic. You got a great, was this chocolate mousse pudding or something
That
here?
is bittersweet chocolate pudding.
Oh, man, does that look good? Here, let me
You
move
gotta
out of the
try
way so
that.
the rest of the crowd can come in. Woo! Elena, thank you very much. Rosanna, thank you. Anthony, thank you. Hi, Katie. How are you?
You can thank me.
How are you? Nice to see you, Mary and Stefano. That's very nice. And of course, we want to remind people if you'd like any of the Scotto Springtime recipes, you can log on to our website at today.msnbc.com. There's the address right there.
This looks so delicious. I'm ready to have the salad. Where'd the salad go?
Yes.
That looks so
Down on
good,
the
and
end.
that's relatively healthy, right?
All of it is relatively healthy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. The Parmesan, that looks excellent too. I'll just have a little of everything.
It takes about 2 minutes.
Anyway, happy spring to all of you. Thanks for coming.
Hey,
You have a great vacation.
John, thanks so much for filling in.
Great to be here, man.
It's always good to have you here. We appreciate it very much. Have a good time off, all right?
Thank you. Looking
back
forward to it.
safely.
See you Monday. Well, I won't, but they will. Bye.
America, your votes are helping today build a house. And this is the living room you chose. Now it's time to design the dining room. Log on from now until Tuesday at noon and cast your vote. Help Habitat for Humanity as today builds a house.
Today is a presentation of NBC News. More Americans watch NBC News than any other news organization in the world.
NBC Friday. Born a boy, but raised as a girl. Her life a constant struggle. Forced to defy nature until she learned the truth.
I was taken advantage of. I was lied to.
Picking up the pieces. An incredible story of courage. See how a life can change in just 1 year. Dateline tonight.
Live from KWQC-TV 6, this is a Quad Cities Today update.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We will have the latest this morning on the school shooting in California. Some Iowa college students are in jail. Police say they found pipe bombs in the students' dorm rooms. More sheep possibly infected with a form of mad cow disease are heading to Iowa. And a familiar face in the Quad Cities and here at TV6 is now an editor for America's Most Wanted magazine. We'll talk with her about the new gig. Those stories plus your Academy Awards preview coming up. But first, let's check the weather with Teresa Bryant. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Mike. Looks like we'll be seeing some cloud cover moving in across the region today, along with a chance for some light rain showers or sprinkles. Temperatures should reach 45 degrees for our area with northwest winds at 5 to 10. Tonight, looking for cloudy skies, a chance for evening snow showers possible with overnight lows near 24. As we take a look at what's happening now, you'll see the clouds moving in across parts of the region this morning. A little bit of sunshine earlier today, and you can see some of that moving through as well, but also some precipitation approaching from the west. A lot of this snow and some icy freezing drizzle in there as well, but it should move through rather quickly, so at best we may get a few sprinkles this morning and then another chance for rain showers this afternoon. Here's what's happening in our area right now. We have mostly sunny skies, a reading of 39 degrees, dew point at 31, humidity at 72%, the barometer falling from 30.15, and we have northeast winds moving at 6 miles per hour.
And your mid-morning news is just around the corner, but first we'll take a look at some fun family events up next.
And now the Alpine Men's Mountaineering Corps sings about the current Powerball jackpot.
It's high, 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 high. High, 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 high. It's high, 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 high. It's high. So play today.
Play Powerball and have some fun of it.
Hey there, Sporto. Hair looks good. Oh, nice place you got here. Who are you? Oh, you like gadgets, huh? Bet your toilet says thank you in 13 languages after you flush. Let's see the bedroom. Well, wait, excuse me.
Can I help you?
Minimalism? Ugh, I'm thinking boring. Here, toy boy, I got a gadget for you. See that? Bedroom expressions. Good stuff, good price. It's nice, huh?
Ooh, baby.
Hey, save it for the ladies.
When children grow up happy, healthy, and loved, they're more likely to succeed as adults. But without good medical care, a healthy diet, and the developmental skills they need to succeed by age 6, children can start to fall behind until any hope they have of catching up disappears. Success by 6 means helping your child succeed for life.
For more information on raising a healthy, happy child, call the helpline for parents. Welcome back. We'll start our TV6 mid-morning news in just a bit.
First, here's today's Family Fun calendar.
The Davenport Public Library invites all kids to a free balloon animal workshop tomorrow at 10:30 at the main library branch. Featured performer Mo the Clown will be on hand to give youngsters special instructions on creating balloon animals. Registration is required. For more information, you can call 319-326-7900.
The Iowa Orchid Society will hold its 26th annual Spring Orchid Show this Saturday and Sunday at Duck Creek Mall in Bettendorf. There will be American Orchid Society judging, along with beautiful displays of blooming plants, advice, and orchids for sale. For more information, call 319-359-0303.
Send your information to Family Fun Calendar in care of KWQC-TV, 805 Brady Street, Davenport. Our zip code is 52803.
Now, your TV6 mid-morning news is coming up right after this.
Now beautify any room in your home for the lowest price.
Carpetland USA.
It's Carpetland USA's March On In sale.
Now, every carpet and floor is on sale at up to 50% off. Carpet and family room for the lowest price. Ceramic for the foyer for the lowest price. Vinyl for the kitchen for the lowest price. Laminate for the dining room for the lowest price. And you can buy with no payment, no interest for 1 full year.
It's Carpetland USA's March On In sale. Don't miss it.
The savings are blossoming everywhere at Clavon's Home Furnishings in Geneseo. Clean up with the guaranteed lowest prices, and it's all interest-free until 2003. All the brands you love, Lazy Boy, Bassett, Simmons, Lane, Shaw. And during Clavon's Spring Fling, you can get 2 years with no interest until 2003. Clavon's Home Furnishings, it's just minutes away. Let yourself go.
When your home feels like your home, it's clearly Clavon's.
Carry Me, designed by Isabel Bloom to benefit the Komen Quad Cities Race for the Cure, may be purchased at the TV6 Women's Health and Lifestyles Fair, April 7th and 8th at the River Center.
You're watching the station that cares for you, KWQC-TV 6. Live from the #1 station for news, this is KWQC-TV 6 Mid-Morning News at 10.
5 people are hurt at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles, where the Oscars will be held Sunday night. The injuries are the result of a scaffolding collapse.
The scaffolding was being erected for use for the news media along the red carpet outside the auditorium. One of those hurt is in critical condition. 2 are in serious condition this morning. Some of the injured are workers who fell 20 feet from a temporary tower.
The giant structure, covered with a red cloth, just toppled over onto one side. Good morning. I'm Teresa Bryant.
And I'm Mike Mickle. Thanks so much for joining us. Not the start they wanted to the festivities out there.
I hope those folks do recover from their injuries quickly, but very scary situation out there.
And they say at this point, though, they're going ahead with the preparations and the show will go on as planned. So that's it. Here's what's making news this morning, everyone. Police still do not know the motive behind the latest school shooting. This one at another San Diego area high school yesterday. Authorities say 18-year-old Jason Hoffman hurt 3 students and 2 teachers with shotgun blasts before he was shot by police. All the victims are expected to live. The shootings happened just 7 miles from Santee, California, the scene of a deadly school shooting less than 3 weeks ago. In fact, the officer who shot the gunman was assigned to the school after the Santee incident. School administrators have canceled classes today, but say the school will reopen on Monday. As of this morning, no charges have been filed. 3 University of Iowa students are behind bars this morning after police say pipe bombs were found in their dorm room. University administrators received a report last night around 7 that someone in Burge Hall was making the explosives. The dormitory was evacuated. Iowa City Police, along with the Johnson County Bomb Squad, removed 3 pipe bombs from the room. Adam Fisher, Nathaniel Croats, and Andrew Ritchie are all charged with possession of explosive or incendiary materials and devices and joint criminal conduct. A former Iowa City teacher is scheduled to go on trial next month for putting her students at risk. Shirley Thompson is charged with child endangerment for allowing her husband, Roland Thompson, to take inappropriate pictures of the students in 1997 and 1998. He has already pleaded guilty to federal and state charges.
Federal agents have seized another flock of Vermont sheep that could be infected with a form of mad cow disease. Agents loaded up 127 sheep this morning. They'll be hauled to the federal lab in Ames, where the first flock of sheep were taken yesterday. A woman in Plano, Texas could possibly face charges in the death of her baby, who died after being left in the mother's car. The 5-month-old baby died in his car seat while his mother was at work at a nearby restaurant. Witnesses describe hearing screams from the woman when she returned to the car. She told police she thought she had dropped the boy off at daycare. Temperatures at the time in Dallas climbed to 73 degrees yesterday. Investigators say temperatures inside the car reached 100 degrees.
William Hanna is being remembered this morning as one of the most influential animators of our time. The co-creator, along with Joseph Barbera, of the Flintstones, the Jetsons, Yogi Bear, and Scooby-Doo, died yesterday at his North Hollywood home. No word this morning on how Mr. Hanna died, but a Warner Brothers publicist says he had been in declining health for the last few years. William Hanna was 90 years old. Oh, such a talented man.
Yes,
Brought
very
us
much
so much entertainment.
And you know, working with Joseph Barbera for over 50 years, creating Academy Award-winning cartoons, and he will be missed. Absolutely.
I just think about the Flintstones and the Jetsons and Yogi Bear, all those that I grew up on, you know.
Well, all the critics say that Julia is a lock for Best Actress, but we'll take a look at who she's up against later in our entertainment report.
You know, sometimes they'll cry, sometimes they can't. When your child's in pain, what do you do? We'll find out just how difficult it can be to help children who are under the weather a bit later.
But next, imagine a relaxing weekend away. Sounds great, doesn't it? Well, your pet would enjoy it too. We'll explain next on your mid-morning news at 10.
Varieties. Spudlicious. Tato-rific. They're so hot they're cool. Hungry hobo baked potatoes. Dig 'em.